So I'm calling in our analyst for the day, Stephen Carlin. He stands in for the able but unavailable Austin O'Malley, a former colleague of yours, of course. Austin playing for Louisburgh in the Senior League today. And Stephen, it's your first time on Mayo GAA TV, but not your first time in MacHale Park.
No, I've been here on a number of occasions, not always happy occasions, but I've played a number of semi-finals down over the years here with Balmullet, but we could never seem to get over the line and get into a final. I played my last season with Park, played a semi-final here as well, and again didn't make it to the final, but I've been here a number of times now.
Yeah, of course, Stephen, Balmullet native, Mayo senior footballer for many years, National League winner 2001, and as he said now, he played out his days with Park Keelogues Crumlin, I think, to give it its full working title, with synonymous, of course, with Balmullet. Junior Championship Day for clubs like we have here today, Lahardane, Balla, Kilmaine and Ballycastle. Huge day for clubs like that. A strong North Mayo composition as always. The Junior Championship in North Mayo, the junior clubs in North Mayo have always been very strong. It's a vibrant junior championship. Even the North Mayo exclusive Winter League, that was one to ponder.
Yeah, and not one you're always happy to get selected for, but
nonetheless. What's the criteria for playing in the North Mayo exclusive? Availability only, is it?
You have to be caught out or something like that the night before, something like that. No, junior football is something that's it's grassroots, I suppose, but it means a huge deal to us down there. I've cast my mind back to the North Mayo days. I played on a North Mayo team and consisted of 9 teams from North Mayo, and every one of those were represented. We ended up winning a Senior B title back then, but all the teams are represented in Ballycastle as well. And Ballycastle, great to see them back in a semi-final here again. They didn't quite make it last year, but they're here again this year, and I expect huge following from the Ballycastle contingent today. A lot of support there. They're making a huge effort down there to get this team into a semi-final. I don't think that's maybe always appreciated, the effort that teams like that have to make. They train in Athlone, as it stands. They had 28 of training there during the week. Now it's quite a commitment. They've 10 lads in Dublin, a guy based in Kilkenny, everyone pulling together to try and get them over the line and get into a final. So, fair dues to them. Kilmaine, on the other hand, strong blend of experience and youth in there. They have Derek O'Dea playing and Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly, I understand, could be a doubt for today. Up front then you've got Joey Maloney, good target man for them, and on the bench you have the old head of Brian Maloney. Perhaps if there's a bit of game management required in the last 10 minutes, he might come in there and hold on to the ball and help get them over the line. But strong wind, as you said here, blowing here today, so I think that'll have a bearing as well, and I think the teams will set out to take that into consideration. Possibly see a sweeper being deployed by definitely by Kilmaine anyway onwards.
Okay, Stephen, of course, is also part of the statistician team and the Mayo senior football team. Disappointment, of course, in the camp that she didn't get all the way despite coming very close.
Yeah, it was, I suppose, more than disappointed. I'm not sure what the word is, but it was a very, very strange, numbing feeling afterwards. I think the management team and the players did everything, and all the backroom team did everything they possibly could have, and I think when you're at that level, it's very fine margins decide these things. Dublin, fair play to them, they managed to carve out the win at the end of it, but we can be certainly proud of the effort that's gone in this year, and hopefully next year we can kick on again and maybe come out the right side of it for once.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. We'll be changing presenters in a moment. We're bringing in Tom Carney, so behind me you can see the teams coming out, and Tom Carney will be joining us. Tom is our match commentator. I'll be handing over to him in a moment once Kilmaine take up their position and the warm-up. They're out there, Kilmaine, the first team out today. A very breezy day. It's blowing down from the Ballinrobe end, Tom. It's going to have a huge impact.
Very much so, Liam. It's one of the pitches where, because of the stand is on one side and the way that the breeze blows, it could be a massive advantage for the team that wins the toss. Any advantage in a semi-final is going to be very important. Both teams are looking to make a county final, so it'll be a good contest.
Okay, Tom, I'm going to hand over to you, and you're going to interview our co-commentators from both clubs. You have Joe Callahan there from Kilmaine and Fergal O'Connor from Ballycastle, who has the rare, I would say, without doubt, unique distinction of playing for both clubs. Ballycastle, playing and maybe managing both clubs even, certainly playing for both clubs. His father, I'd say, played for the Neil and Ballycastle, but Kilmaine Ballycastle is a unique combination. Okay, Tom, thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Liam, and welcome everybody to MacHale's Elverys MacHale Park here on Championship Sunday. As we said, I'm joined by Fergal and Joe. It's going to be an interesting contest between two teams that have differing differing styles, shall we say. Kilmaine playing Division 1 football. Ballycastle have been in good form, finishing second in the group to Lahardane in the championship. Going well in the league as well. How did you see today going for it?
Well, you know, they're here to win. Definitely Ballycastle here to win today. We were here last year against Balla. Came in as rank underdogs as well that day. Put up a very credible performance. I think it took a penalty in the last 5 minutes for Balla to pull away in the end that day. So, you know, very much up against it here, obviously against Kilmaine, playing a couple of divisions ahead of us in the league and that. But very much here to win. The guys have done their homework. You know, as I said, been here last year, will stand to us. Very much here to win today, here to take it a step further and get to a county final. That group of players, the Ballycastle group of players, they're very, very serious with what they're doing. You know, they came together with the goal of taking it a couple of steps further this year and winning a county title and really building on the success of last year. You know, we're going okay in the league. Hopefully we're in with a good shout at getting promotion to Division 3, which will be a big step. I mean, the other teams in the junior championship, obviously Kilmaine are up in Division 2. I think the other two teams here today are probably both playing in Division 3, so it's important to get up there as well. So look, it's all good, but a big couple of hours ahead.
And with the two tough games that Ballycastle had then against Kilmaine, it stands to them. Kilmaine probably not in game form as they have coming into this as you would have been. The game time will stand to the Ballycastle players.
Yeah, maybe Kilmaine are like the Dubs. They mightn't have been tested as much yet coming in, you know, but they definitely have the ability. There's no question about that. Yeah, look, the couple of games will stand to Ballycastle. I think one thing that this Ballycastle team has done very well over the last couple of years is when they played a game, they've learned from it, and when they've lost, they've learned from it. Like, you know, we played Ardnaree going back to a B semi-final a couple of years ago. That went to a replay. They won it. We played Crossmline last year in the championship, went to a replay, we won it. We won against Kilmaine in the replay. Even going back to the Lahardane game where we got well beaten and really looked wide open in defence. Came out against Ardnaree the following day, different team entirely. So we have learned and we have shown the capacity to learn. It's a big step up, big learning curve today, but hopefully we can do it.
And for you, Joe, let's just say it was a slightly one-sided affair in the quarter-final against Killala. Obviously two teams that are polar opposites, unfortunately. Kilmaine are in very, very strong form coming into this championship. How do you see your team faring out today?
We should do well, we hope. The Killala game was everything went right for us. We got a goal in the first minute. We played with the wind. When Killala were coming back, we got 2 goals to kill them off, and that was the game ended in a way. So everything went right for us that day. How we perform when something goes wrong for us is another story. I know you said that we've had things easy in the championship, maybe, but MacHale put it up to us in the last game in the qualifiers, and in our league games. I know Belmullet gave us a bit of a trouncing there a couple of weeks ago, so we've been up against it in plenty of games now.
And the B team had a good win in the C semi-final yesterday, defeating Castlebar Mitchells B. So a lot of the substitutes that feature for today were playing yesterday. Those lads now have a county final to look forward to themselves. It'll be some year for Kilmaine to have 2 county finals. It
would indeed. And they played a cracking game yesterday. A cracking game back in Kong yesterday. It was in doubt right up the end. A penalty saved at the end to win it for us. So,
and the name of the goalkeeper that saved the penalty?
Eamon Mulderrick. Excellent. It's great to get into two finals if we could, but the lads today have to have it all to do.
We just see over our shoulder there the Ballycastle team are taking their team photo. Referee today is John Finn, known to be severe on occasion. Hopefully today he'll let the game flow. Do you feel the breeze is going to be a major factor in the first half?
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Tom. Yeah, like it seems to be, there must be some bylaw passed at Congress that every game Ballycastle player has to be in bad weather conditions. But
nothing to do with your position on the map, no.
No, it does blow wind sometimes up in Ballycastle as well. So there's no panic there. No. Look, it'll obviously have an effect, but look, you know, it's the old cliche. It's the same for both teams. Yeah. Whoever tops to it better will win. You know, in terms of the referee, and that it's going to be critical, I feel, for Ballycastle to, you know, we were very disciplined last week against Kilmaine, have to do that against Kilmaine, because Kilmaine have some serious free takers, you know, Jam Mullen and Joey Maloney. anything within 45 metres is likely to be a score, so it's going to be very, very important.
And for you, Joe, who do you feel is going to have a big influence on the Kilmaine side? No divided loyalty here today for yourself, of course, Fergal. Absolutely not. No. Definitely not footing. Oh, definitely both feet in the Ballycastle camp. But who do you feel is going to have an influence on the Kilmaine side today? Who do you feel has really shone this year on to bring the team to where they are?
I think if we can get the ball into our forwards quickly, I think they have the pace to trouble any team. I know Fergal is saying he hasn't divided loyalties, but he has 3 neighbours playing in the full back line, so he'll have to be able to shout for them at some stage.
You wouldn't want to come home and find that the neighbours have ostracised you back there. No, it's as we said. The day is there's no rain as yet. The clouds are a bit dark overhead. As we said, as you can see possibly from our pictures, the flags on the media tower are firmly blowing down towards the Castle Bar town end. The players are in the middle there with John Finn going ready for the coin toss. So we'll find out shortly which way we'll be playing. If you'd like to call it now, if we had to say, what scoreline do you feel will win the game, and do you think that possibly it could be a classic?
It could definitely be a classic, yeah, absolutely. I mean, in fairness, Ballycastle have definitely served up a few classics here in recent years. They kept us on the edge of our seats. In terms of what will win it, it's hard to know, to be honest with you, until the game kind of pans out. I mean, every game takes on life of its own. Obviously, Kilmaine have been very free scoring in recent games, and they have that in their locker. One thing I think is going to be important for us for Ballycastle is to get more people on the scoreboard. I think we had last week, MacHale Ford might have shot a couple of points, Fergal got 6, I think Shane Healy got 5, Shane Ford got a goal. I don't know, is there any scores out of that? I don't think so. We're going to have a wider net of scores hopefully today, because I'm sure Norman and the Kilmaine lads will have plans to keep tabs on those guys. And
were you peeking over the fence during the week looking for see what kind of game plan they were coming up for you?
No, I tell you wouldn't peek over those lads' fences, I'll tell you.
For Norman and his team will have the team well drilled, well rehearsed. They'll have had 2 opportunities to see Ballycastle play games, and I know they'll be well scouted, and I know they'll be ready to go. For you, what's going to win for Kilmaine?
I think, as I said, our forwards, and I think we need goals. I think we need goals today, with the breezes in it and everything like that. I think it's a day for goals. If we get them, we have a good chance. If we don't, if we're getting thrown into a battle, it could go anyway.
The referee is getting his umpires and his linesmen in position. The teams are going through the motions of their last few warm-ups. The free takers are getting their range. As we say, John Finn is just blowing his whistle. He's just getting ready to get us underway. We'll get into our positions now for the commentary. And as we said, it's a strong breeze here in MacHale Park today. It's going to be a good game. We hope it'll be a free-flowing game. Both sets of management are leaving their teams to their positions. We'd like to we can see the substitutes making their way into the stand. We want team changes on both sides. We're just going to get notification of those in just a moment. We're just hearing now that the teams will line out as selected. Okay, up there. We can see, as we said, that the breeze is going to play a factor in this game. We're just waiting for the substitutes and the mentors to make their way off the field so the referee can get us underway. Norman O'Brien is striding manfully across to his position. We're having a quick look around the pitch there just to make sure that as we said, that there's no changes. We heard beforehand from Kilmaine that there was no changes. They're lining out as selected. Kilmaine will be playing with the wind in the first half. So they're looking to take early advantage by making sure that they can tap on as many stores as they can. And we're underway in MacHale Park. John Finn gets us underway, and the Kilmaine are on the attack from the get-go. Fergal Ford trying to chase down, gets a bit to earn on Flannery. Flannery, quick hand pass inside, it's in the square, and it's a goal for Kilmaine. Matthew Keady, with his first touch of the game, gets the ball in the large square, and that's a great start for Kilmaine.
Yeah, it's a great start. Good run from Tomás Fahey to earn on Flannery. Tomas again, and back into Matthew Keady, who finished it well.
Not the start that Ballycastle would have wanted. It wasn't the win that made the difference. It was winning the ball from the throw-in, and Kilmaine broke straight up the field. Ballycastle will have to settle very, very quickly.
Yeah, it's a terrible start, absolutely. We need to settle, get our hands on the ball, which we've just done. That's a great win there from Kevin Healy. Need to settle in now, very, very important next few minutes.
Ballycastle in possession, get into the Kilmaine half, ball in hand with Dermot Kelly, held up there by Matthew Mullen, but break inside. It's a centre back, John Carey, who performed manfully against Kilmaine. Shot blocked, but it might break his fair, but it's swept up well by Kilmaine, and a foul coming out with the ball. It was Jar McDonough, who's been outstanding all year, showing that years don't make the player. Like, you can still play even at his age, and that's a high ball on the breeze, and they're trying to make that's well taken by, I think, Shane Ford, back helping out his half back line. But Ballycastle seem to have a team of getting the ball quickly from the freeze and getting the game starting as quickly as possible. Finds his hand into Dermot Kelly in space, brings it back out to his midfield, Fergal Ford gives it to his midfield partner and captain Michael, left footed, it's high, it's into the breeze, and that's the first wide of the game for Ballycastle. But they've recovered well quickly and instantly from that early goal, and have had a couple of chances.
Yeah, a couple of chances. I see here they've Shane Ford has been withdrawn back into midfield as well. He's kind of alternating with MacHale. MacHale has gone in on top of Derek O'Dea there as well. So, they're switching it up and keeping Kilmaine on their toes a little bit as well. But look, it's vital that they get a score, get a foothold in the game, which to be fair, they've done in the couple of minutes since the goal.
The kick out from Sean Pike goes out on the full over the sideline. The breeze, as we said, is going to be a major factor in this game, both in this first half for Kilmaine. Ball kicked in well inside into Shane Healy, gives a nice hand pass inside, but is held up well there by Derek O'Dea. Ball won back by Shane Healy, looking for options, finds it in the shape of Fergal Ford, feeds it inside, shot option on, back to Fergal. He goes right footed into the breeze, and that's a great score from Fergal Ford, who started the move and finished the move.
Yeah, it's a terrific score from Fergal, and again, the key thing is getting those guys on the ball in those danger areas. Great score from Fergal.
Both teams getting to grips with this breeze. I'm sure Norman O'Brien and his management team have told them to get the ball long, let the breeze do its business. It comes out to this left-hand side again, but it's gone out on the full for the second time. That's two kickouts in a row that have gone out on the full, and I'm sure Kilmaine will need to be getting a word in that he needs to get more of an angle on the ball, because it's going straight out, and it's going straight out over the end-line. So another chance for Ballycastle. Game restarted quickly by Shane Ford, fouled as he went to get the ball by Matthew Mullen. Ballycastle once again get the game restarted very, very quickly, gets the ball back into hand. Daniel Breslin working it out again, chased down by Ernan Flannery, trying to turn the ball over, but coming away with it there is Ian McNulty. McNulty gives a nice ball in, one tackle broken, and it's back again to John Kerry, so prominent in the two games against Kilmaine. High ball delivered in towards Ford, turns, takes it very well, the captain. He lays it off and into the hands of Shane Healy, left-footed, but it's wide and over. So at the moment, Ballycastle well on top from the Kilmaine kickouts, and you'll have to say that it's going to be an opportunity for Ballycastle to get a few scores if they can maintain the dominance in from the centre of the field.
Yeah, Sean hasn't got his kickouts right yet, and our midfield haven't got on the ball much yet either. So it's worrying time so far.
Game back underway. There's a foul. The referee says there's a foul. So it's again Ballycastle get possession of the ball on a third kick out in a row. They're building again, looking for options. Captain Michael Ford striding well, and he's not being challenged. He's being shadowed there by Pat Kelly, but there's no hand on him. He's made all his way inside, but the referee brings it back for a foul. He gave the advantage. Pat Kelly couldn't get close enough there to Ford, and again it's a free in a scoreable position. Then you have to say that with Ballycastle already making a light of the fact that they're playing into the breeze, they've been the more dominant team. Kilmaine can't get out of their own half at the moment.
They've been really sprightly. We've looked leaden-legged, except for that goal. We'd be blitzed altogether. They're really on top at the moment.
So the free off the ground from the 13-metre line. Fergal Ford right-footed, and that's 2 points for Ballycastle, a goal to Kilmaine. John Finn is calling, I think it's Martin Sweeney to him, and Matthew Keady. There might have been a little bit of handbags off the ball. He's telling them to calm down. So this time Sean Fahey going the opposite wing, again trying to use that breeze, but this time it comes off the hand of a Ballycastle player, so it's a sideline ball for Kilmaine. The referee is telling him to go back to the right position. Gone back on it looks like Ballycastle are playing with at the moment. They've dropped Martin Sweeney back on his full back position, but Matthew Keady's not inside with him, so they look like Kilmaine are trying to keep him out so that they can create a space, and he's over free on this right hand side if they can work the ball over to him. Kilmaine slowly trying to build, but it's a shot right footed, and that's gone to the left and wide, and that's the first shot in anger by Tomás Fahey. Using the breeze, he should have maybe made better option. He wasn't closed down, and he wasn't under pressure.
No, he wasn't under pressure, and it was just wide, but just still wide.
Kilmaine's first wide of the game. A goal to Kilmaine, 2 points to Ballycastle. Kicked into that strong breeze, contested in midfield. Breaks for Kilmaine, breaks to Tomás Fahey. Fouled as he tried to get away, so it'll be a free for Kilmaine. Looking for movement inside. Great ball into the corner, held well there by Michael Hession. Hession, left-footed, uses the breeze to great effect. A great score by Michael Hession. Quick thinking, quick ball into the corner, cut inside, no block. Great score with the left foot.
Yeah, just favourite for Michael, just cut in onto your left and just swing it over. Really nice score there from Michael.
The advantage of having a left footer in the right corner forward position comes in on his good side. The back probably should have figured that out by now, but it's a free for Ballycastle, surrounded by 5 players. Ball turned over. Free kick quickly taken. Ballycastle on the attack again. Daniel Breslin feeds it up to Dermot Kelly. Goes back inside, gives it into Shane Ford, who seems to, as we said, is playing in midfield and making his presence felt there in the opening stages of the game. And John Kerry, who is such a willing carrier in the last games, works it well, gives it to Michael Ford. He has his midfield partner beside him, as he's had him most of the early stages of this game. Gives it out here to Dermot Kelly. Kelly cuts inside on his right foot, tries to find a shot. Drops short gratefully into the hands of Sean Fahey, and Kilmaine can bring it out and try and build from the back, as is their style. But that's a poor control, and there's a push in the back. It was a soft free to give away on Frank Burke when he was going nowhere. Shouldn't have really tackled him as he dropped the ball.
No, that was a soft one. But overall, I'm very impressed with the way Ballycastle is set up here. You know, the fact that Kilmaine seem to have brought out Matthew Keady as well is enabling Martin Sweeney to run at Kilmaine as well, which is having some dividends at. Ballycastle have done very well in terms of, you know, they're playing against the breeze. They've settled after the goal. They're playing by far the better football, and you know they're well on top. They'll be very happy with the way this is going at the moment. But obviously, look, Kilmaine served warning there in the first couple of seconds what they can do when they get a bit of space and they get a bit of momentum when they run at you. So they have to be very careful of that at all times.
Shane Ford draws the foul. Make it, as we said, he's come out around the middle of the field to use his height, particularly when the kickouts. Kilmaine need to get a bit of a momentum. They got a great score there from Michael Hession, but they need to work well now. Ford, that's a poor attempt, but it's dropped short, but worked out well for Kilmaine. Coming out as Tomás Fahey gives a quick 1-2. That's a great hand pass inside, and he carry on as his run. Looks up for support. He's looking for Hession inside, and again works the ball into the corner, gets it in hand. Kilmaine are looking for scores. Hession cuts inside again with that left foot, and that is 2 great scores. 2 balls delivered in fast, and as you highlighted earlier, if the ball goes in quickly, Joe, the Kilmaine forwards will punish.
That's just ideally what we want. Get the ball in fast and let the forwards do the damage. They have the speed to do it.
1-2 Kilmaine, 2 points Ballycastle. Kick out into the breeze, being held up, as we said, under the breaking ball is Shane Ford, but it's won well there by, and they get it restarted again. Dermot Kelly with the ball in hand, as he's had 3 or 4 carries now, and that's a good challenge there from the Kilmaine defender, but the linesman is is away from the play, so he can't see who he's called it for, but he's pointing, said it came off the Kilmaine defender, came off for Colin Hughes. That's not Colin Hughes wearing
No, Colin's wearing 12 and
So the referee is actually given a free now. He's going to consult his linesman. There was something off the ball inside that we didn't pick up, so he's just going for a conversation, a conflab, and we'll just see what the situation is. But Ballycastle are taking advantage of the 4 attacks they've had. They converted 2 scores, but they're taking shots from difficult positions with kicking into the breeze on a couple of occasions. It's dropped short into the hands of Sean Fahey, the Kilmaine goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's a very, very hard breeze to kick into, to be fair. But, you know, one thing about Kilmaine, they're so dangerous when they come up there, and they're placing such trust in the likes of Michael Hession, because they're only leaving 2 inside there against 3 of Ballycastle, and Hession has scored 2 outrageous points already for Kilmaine, so they need to be very, very aware of that.
The attack comes to nothing for Ballycastle. Kilmaine get the game back underway, and in hand there with Jan Mullen. Fouled as he in possession of the ball, but he gets it going again, and again they're looking for that danger man Hession, who's had 2 good touches, but he's delivered that ball into the midfield. A bit of a shoulder charge there now. The referee blows his whistle. I think he's going to have a chat there with Kevin Healy possibly, as Colin Hughes went down to get the ball. He came in with a challenge. It wouldn't be intentional. I'd say it was more a football collision.
Yeah, exactly, and again one maybe that we might put down to the conditions.
Norman O'Brien calls over Matthew Mullen to have a quick word. He's obviously not happy with what he's seeing so far, even though Kilmaine lead 1-2. The stage of this game is vital now. It's a free from 50 metres out with the breeze. He's hit it well. Colin Hughes, Jan Mullen, sorry, dropped short gratefully into the hands of Michael Ford, who found himself in the back of under the crossbar. And Ballycastle are working out, and when they break with the ball, they have men left and right, and the black and red shirts are making their presence felt here. They're virtually 13 men behind the ball, and then they break at pace as they did against Kilmaine. It's to such great effect, but Kilmaine are turning over the ball, and it's making it very, very difficult for Ballycastle to come out, so it's almost an irresistible force and the immovable object, and Kilmaine get the free, and Ballycastle, they're just masters of their own downfall.
Yeah, I think in fairness you have to give credit there to Kilmaine, because and that's I suppose what they have, those couple of extra divisions, you know, that's Division 2 against Division 4, maybe the extra strength and condition they have and the cuteness they have, that if a Ballycastle player works himself into a position where he can be tackled by 2 or 3, Kilmaine will take full advantage of that.
And that's the ball tapped over the bar by Jan Mullen, and it's 1-3 to Kilmaine. Ballycastle 2 points as the sun makes its shows an appearance for the first time today. The shadows, as you can see, it's going to make it difficult if the sun comes out, and the breeze is into the face of Jason O'Neill as he prepares to take this kick out. They're maintaining with going long into the breeze, which might not be the best tactic, as you can see there from the ball dropping short, but well into the hands of Daniel Breslin. Finds his way to McNulty, who's tried to take a solo with 2 Kilmaine players around him and gives up possession rather cheaply. Kilmaine get the ball underway. Ernan Flannery, who hasn't had too many touches of the ball in this half, but that's a bad tackle from McNulty, and that's an injury there to Jan Mullen. Oh, it was Matthew. It was a poor challenge, you'd have to say, and I think the referee might be having a conversation with McNulty.
Yeah, I think it was Dermot Kelly, I think number 10 from Ballycastle there. Yeah, I don't know. He just seemed to dive in a little bit. I don't know whether he lost his footing when he was going in on him or not. Very, very unlike Dermot to make a rash challenge like that.
He seems to have hurt himself as well.
He did, yeah. You know, he completely just mistimed it. I think he might have slipped or tripped when he was going to make the tackle.
So the 2 players having attention while we have a pause in play here. Ballycastle 2, Kilmaine 1-3. As you've said, Joe, the goal was the early start. Otherwise, it'd only be a 1-point game. But from the early Ballycastle pressure, Kilmaine have responded very well.
Yeah, I think our forwards have tackled a lot better in the last few minutes, and that has made a big difference. The last few attacks, or the last few times that Ballycastle have come out with the ball, we've tackled them really hard, and it has paid dividends.
Ballycastle have used this counter-attack football very well throughout the championship, and as you said, with Kilmaine, Fergal, that a couple of divisions higher, they're their attackers defend from the front and force teams into mistakes and into turnovers.
They do, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're not going to get any time here to make a mistake or to make a basic handling, or Kilmaine will be all over it, so Ballycastle have to be very, very aware of that. But, to be fair, like I said, their shape is good. We're over halfway through the half. There's only, 4 points in it. They've settled in very, very well. Now they just need to continue on, really, really dig deep for the next 10-15 minutes.
So referee John Finn having a chat with Dermot Kelly. As we said, both players are injured, so it's a yellow card. We'll keep an eye on Dermot Kelly there to see how if he's able to continue on. The concern would be for Kilmaine also, but he's Matthew Mullen is back up on his feet. So both players are back up on their feet. It'll be a free to Kilmaine. Hessian with the ball in hand is going to have a go with his left foot. He's had 2 very good successful strikes, Joe, at the moment, so he's on a hat-trick ball, as the man says, for the free. So using the breeze, he's used the breeze to great effect, you'd have to say.
Yes, this is further out, so this is a difficult one, and he's nearer the sideline, so this is a tough one.
As the crowd continued to make their way in here, we can see I think it's the Lahardane team are making their way into the MacHale Park here. So Michael Hessian, ball in hand. That's trying to use the breeze. He got maybe over chipped it, as they say in golf parlance. He went for the wide one, but that's wide, and Kilmaine's only, I think, their second wide of the game. Scores will be at a premium, as we said, in this first half, in the semi-final of the Junior Championship, sponsored by the Breaffy House Resort and Spa. Elverys MacHale Park has a good crowd coming in here. As we said, there's 2 games on today, both live here on Mayo GAA TV. Kick out again strategy is still to go long into the breeze, but they get the ball and it's for trying to break away, but it's turned over well by Kilmaine, swarming around, and it's Cha Mullen who drops the ball as he's trying to solo it, but again a hard challenge, I think, by Daniel Breslin that time, and the referee's going to pull it back. The kick-out strategy, you'd have to say, isn't working. At the last 3 balls Kilmaine have turned over, and they've turned them into attacks very, very quickly. Yeah,
the last 3 they have, certainly. Again, Kilmaine, the forwards there, Jan Mull and Michael Hessian, they're so elusive, really, really hard to pin down. And now that's 2 Ballycastle players, I think, on yellow. That's Daniel and Dermot, both on yellow cards. Dermot is still struggling, I think, a little bit there with his leg. I'd be a little bit worried about him as well. So, yeah, worrying times these next 10 minutes for Ballycastle.
Coming to the sideline is Dermot Kelly. He's just having a word with the management to let them know how he feels. So we'll keep an eye on that one. He was having a bit of Dermot Kelly is remonstrating with the. I think remonstrating is a hard term. I wouldn't be remonstrating with Daniel Toohey, would you?
No, I don't think that's Donny. I think they're just having a difference of opinion. That's encouraged down at Ballycastle.
And another score for Hessian, left-footed this time, makes no mistake, in a better position to make the score. So Kilmaine 1-4, Ballycastle 2 points. Ballycastle haven't scored for the last 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and that'll be a concern for the Ballycastle management. They need to get primary possession of the football, and again it looks like they're going to go along into the breeze. And as we said, the breeze is a very, very strong one here at Elverys MacHale Park this afternoon, and Kilmaine win that kick out yet again. Well taken there by Brian Mullen, brother of Matthew Mullen, the other wing back, finds his way into Cha Mullen, but again he loses possession of the ball that time, but couldn't return it. So Ballycastle tried to work the ball out, and it's gone out for a sideline ball, and it's going to be a sideline ball for Kilmaine. But the concern for Kilmaine will be that Cha Mullen is down on the ground. He seemed to just lose possession of the ball when he was hopping it, and maybe he got an injury to his back, but we'll see what happens. But he went down rather heavily.
Yeah, I think when he hopped it just slid away from him, and he just stretched in to try and get it back. He doesn't look too good there now.
You'd have to say Norman O'Brien and his management team will be pleased with the response, given the initial 5-7 minute spell that Ballycastle got after the early goal for Kilmaine in the very first minute from the very first play.
I think when we got the goal, we stopped doing what we should be doing, which is working hard. I think when we got that back into our play, it has made a big difference to the game. Every time Ballycastle get the ball now, we're onto them on a flash, and that makes a big difference.
Game restarted by Michael Hessian from a sideline ball. Ernan Flannery, who hasn't seen much of the ball in this half, gets a good pass out to the far side, out to Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly works it inside, and he's hit as he struck the ball, and that's a great score from Brian Mullen. Hit it. The referee is going to book for the foul, but it's a score for Kilmaine, makes it 1-5 to 2 points.
Tommy, I'll just give you some updates from elsewhere. In the Intermediate Championship, Louisburg 4 points, Borrishul a point. That'll please the Dowd Media Group here, and Austin O'Malley. Ardnary Sarsfields are losing to Park Kilos Crimlin by 4-2. Kilmaine, we have that score here obviously. Bunnycondon 3 points, Deneel 1-4. And I think that's all we have so far.
A yellow card there, I think it was number 12. Yeah, Kevin Healy for the late challenge on Brian Mullen as he went to strike the free. He was tackled late, but because it went over, the referee gave the score. Flannery now with his working the ball inside. That's almost turned over, and Ballycastle surround the Kilmaine attack by 4 players. The referee says there was a tug of the jersey. The concern for Ballycastle now, that's 3 yellow cards in the space of about 6 or 7 minutes. With the running game that Kilmaine have, it'll be a concern for the Ballycastle management.
It will be a concern, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Three yellow cards, but look, there's what is there? Well, there's 6 points in it now. It's starting to stretch out a small bit. I'd imagine this will probably be another one. It's important that I presume the Ballycastle management as well will learn from what Kilmaine are doing against the Breeze as well. In terms of a second half game plan for Ballycastle, if they can keep it at this isn't out of reach by any means, but it's starting to get a little bit worrying that some of the Kilmaine players are starting to get a little bit more room on the ball in the danger areas.
Kilmaine with another score tapped over well there by Jam Mullen, makes it 1-6 Kilmaine, 2 points to Ballycastle, and again the ball goes long out to the middle of the field to Shane Ford, and can't win the ball this time. Kilmaine win again, and Ballycastle, the referee has given for a foul inside. Looked as like Michael Hessian was pulled as he was attempting to win that ball, so another kick out goes astray for Ballycastle, and I'm sure Norman O'Brien and his management team will be observing how the breeze is having an effect, and Ballycastle will be hoping to have advantage of that in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing wrong with the kick from Jason. I mean, to be fair to him, he landed it nearly on the halfway line, but as soon as Shane Ford went up for the ball, he was surrounded by 3 Kilmaine men, so he didn't really have a chance.
So another free, left-footed, but at this time it's wide from Michael Hessian. That's his second wide, but he's got 3 points already in this game, so we'll have to... Ballycastle will be hopeful that Kilmaine don't pull away too far and have too much of a lead at half-time. Reset now, Jason O'Neill. Looking for options, looking for targets. He's gone down the middle. Ball is spilled, and that's a free, said the referee. A challenge in the back by Colin Hughes, so it'll be a free for Ballycastle. Martin Sweeney with the ball in his hand, looking for options. As we said, Kilmaine doing the full game press, full court press here. Ballycastle eventually get it out to John Carey, who feeds forward, gives it back to him, and Carey again carrying the ball, being challenged by 2 Kilmaine players illegally, says John Finn, the referee. It'll be a free in the middle of the field. Ford now trying to get a bit of impetus going. He has Shane Ford inside him, trying to work an angle. If they can get a couple of scores before half-time, it'll make a big difference to the scoreboard in this junior championship semi-final, and that's a foul. Bad hard tackle there from Tomas Fahy. You'd have to say that the foul count is getting a bit high for Kilmaine, particularly on their own half-back line.
Yeah, we're not very clean in the tackle there. They...
Ballycastle now on the attack. That's a great run there by Dermot Kelly. Swings his right foot, and that's over the bar. That's a great score from Dermot from that side of the field into the breeze. As we said, a couple of scores for Ballycastle will close the gap. How do you feel that the second half could go Ballycastle's way, playing with the breeze?
Yeah, well, you saw it there. I mean, that's a fantastic score from Dermot. I mean, he was really struggling there with a leg injury earlier on. Great, he ran directly, backed himself, and a great score. More of that, that's what's needed.
Kilmaine kick out gets broken, and it's a 2 players going for the ball at the same time. It seemed to be 2 players going down for it, but the referee gives the free, and it's again kicked quickly into the right corner forward position to Michael Hessian. Cuts inside onto his favourite left foot. This one is left foot, and it's tipped over the bar by Jason O'Neill. He wasn't taking any chances, and that's Michael Hessian's fourth score. 3 from cutting in on that left hand side. Great score using the breeze. Kilmaine 1-7, Ballycastle 3 points.
Again, the fast ball makes all the difference. It's making the difference today for us anyway.
Out the thing, fine into the breeze. A great kick by Jason O'Neill. Clears the midfield with it. It's one there in the front of the MacHale Park stand in front of the crowd, and gets his hands into Michael Ford, the captain, and he's being chased down by Pat Kelly. Left footed by Horn. Out comes it. Challenge there. Goalkeeper came way out and won it well, fisted it down. It broke kindly for Kilmaine, and Kilmaine come away with the ball with Matthew Keady back in his own half back line, helping out his defence. It'll be a free on the quickly taken by Derek O'Dea. Kilmaine now trying to eat up a bit of time before the referee blows his whistle for half time. Early ball delivered again, but this time the Ballycastle have pulled back. Kevin Healy just to sit in front, try and protect that half back line, and Ballycastle again trying to build, trying to find an angle. At the moment they have no forward inside the Kilmaine 21. All the forwards are on the 45, trying to find a bit of space, create a bit of an angle for a ball to be delivered in, and working hard there trying to deliver the ball inside is Dermot Kelly. Ball found here, given now to Kilmaine. Have pulled everybody back bar 2, trying to close out this defence, and that's intercepted by Kilmaine, and Kilmaine turn over the ball, and they work bringing it out with Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly hits it quickly out to Joey Maloney, who's seen very little of the ball in this first half. That's a very good ball into Hessian. Hessian taking on his man. He's been faced up by Martin Sweeney. Sweeney doing well to hold him up, and looking for support comes Joey on the loop, right footed, cuts inside, and that's a fine score from Joey Maloney, who got the ball in the middle of the field, looked up, gave a quick ball in, held up well by Hessian. Great defensive work by Martin Sweeney. Joey came on the loop over the bar.
Joey Maloney hasn't been in the game that much. The ball has gone to Michael Hessian's corner mostly this half, but that was a fine score from him when he got his chance.
An 8-point lead for Kilmaine coming up to half time. Kick out into the breeze, well hit, long kick into one breaking ball being turned over to Ballycastle. Great in possession, gives it into Ford. Ford is on the run, he has support left and right, gives it into Fergal Ford. Fergal finds a man in spare on the corners, Marcus Hunt, right footed, and that's a great score from the kick out by Jason O'Neill, who seems to have found his distance in the breeze. In the early stages the kick outs were going short, but a great score there for Ballycastle.
Yeah, great score again, direct running right down the field, right down the heart of that Kilmaine defence. And really we haven't asked probably enough questions of that Kilmaine defence. Very, very hard with the wind the way it is, but that's going to give a bit of encouragement for the second half as well. Good score from Marcus.
Kick out driven out to the stand side of MacHale Park. Strong challenge there by Brian Mullen, but the ball breaks for Kevin Healy. Healy finds his captain Michael Ford in the left corner forward position. He's still going, he's found his way inside, he's trying to find a goal opportunity, and that's off the crossbar. It's saved by the goalie. It came off the goalkeeper. Fantastic save by Sean Fahey. Point blank range. It's gone out for a 45, and you'd have to say Michael Ford found it very easy to get through the Kilmaine defence.
He's sailing through there. There's not a hand laid on him. He nearly went all the way and planted in the net.
Michael Ford, who had a similar run in the game against Kilmaine, powering through it as is his style.
Yeah, he's so hard to stop. He really is. He's a joy to watch when he's in full motion like that. And look, like I said, that'll give Ballycastle some encouragement for the second half.
It's a noticeable tactic from Ballycastle. They seem to stop trying to shoot from range, and they're trying to work the ball closer to goal to try and get scoring opportunities. The 45, Fergal Ford, hits it high. It's dropping into the large square. There's a plethora of players there. Hands are grasping for it, but Kilmaine come away with the ball, defended in numbers, and the ball finds its way into the hands of Tomas Fahey. Fahey, early hand pass, giving in great hand pass into there to Matthew Keady. Keady being tackled hard, but it finds its way to Cha Mullen, right footed, and that's a great score for Kilmaine. Under pressure in their own full back line, under the crossbar in the small square. 3 seconds later, over the bar.
Great break from Pat Kelly to Tomas Fahey. and it eventually ended up with Jay Mullen, and he's having a good game, good score.
Kilmaine 1-9, Ballycastle 4 points. It's back to an 8-point game, Fergal. Ballycastle player down injured.
Yeah, it's Martin Sweeney, I think. There, he just took a knock. Hope he's okay. He's playing well back there under a lot of pressure, but he's doing well. This is Martin's first year playing adult football, so this is a big step up for him here today as well. But he's done well. Yeah, 8 points. It's not what Ballycastle would have wanted, but you know, it is what it is. They're just going to have to get on with it now at this stage. I think one thing that would worry me though is Kilmaine's ability to run the ball. I mean, that could be lethal with a counter-attacking ploy in the second half as well. But we'll see.
That kick out dropped short of the 45, and Ballycastle win the breaking ball. It's going to be a free out. John Finn says there was a tug on the jersey. Ball in hand. Ford gives it a quick hand pass to John Carey, who hasn't made as many runs in this early part. Gives it away. Kilmaine then on the attack again. Great ball into the hands of Matthew Keady, looking for Hessian again, trying to keep it in round the corner. The aforementioned injured Sweeney is back on his feet and recovers well that time and feeds the ball inside to Dermot Kelly. Ballycastle playing a dangerous game there, coming across their own goal. Colin Hughes couldn't make the tackle to get the challenge in to force the turnover. Ball gets out into the hands of McNulty, who loses the ball in possession to Matthew Mullen. Kilmaine to come again with Fahy. Ball in, comes in, hand pass inside, and it's a shot on the full. It's going high and it going wide. 1-9 Kilmaine, 4 points. Ballycastle in this Breaffy House Resort and Spa Junior A Football Championship semi-final live for you on Mayo GAA TV from Elverys MacHale Park this afternoon. It's getting slightly darker here. The rain could be on the way, which could add another dimension to this game for the second half for both teams. Another factor of the elements to contend with. It seems to, as mentioned in our pre-match conversation with Fergal and Joe, the weather seems to be following Ballycastle. It's a case of everywhere you go, you don't take the good weather with you, as Crowded House said once upon a time. Breaking ball, won there by Michael Ford, gives it into his midfield partner Shane Fergal Ford. Fergal, surrounded by Kilmaine players, pops a hand pass there, gives it out to Kevin Healy, who works it across the field. Ballycastle could do with a score or two before half time, and Dermot Kelly is looking to make that difference. He's carried the ball well, Dermot Kelly. He's already got one score to his name, draws the foul, so it'll be a free. On a normal day you'd say in a scoreable position, but they might try and work this a quick one.
Yeah, they might. I see Shane Healy standing over. Shane, this will be well within Shane's range. If he tries it, no, he's going to pop it short. It's
gone short, and he's given it to his captain, Michael Ford, who comes in on his left foot, swings it, and it's gone wide for Ballycastle. The referee, John Finn, has a quick look at his watch. We could be coming up to the half-time whistle. He's making his way to Sean Fahy, and there we are. The half-time whistle has been blown. Ballycastle 4 points, Kilmaine 1-9, and Joe, you'd have to say it's a good lead for Kilmaine in this breeze, but if Ballycastle get their running game going, it could cause problems.
Definitely, every time they attack, they look dangerous, and while we scored 1-9 in the first half, we come away feeling that we could have scored a lot more. It's all in the balance for the second half.
Fergal, Ballycastle have got 4 points on the board. They've been creating chances. What will management be asking at half-time?
Well, they'll be reiterating the need for the same kind of effort again to be smart, to be disciplined. I mean, you saw how dangerous Kilmaine are when they go running at us. It's very, very important not to be fouling them and to be disciplined in the tackle. But you know, we've got to be direct. We've got to throw off the shackles a little bit now and go for it, as I'm sure they will. But obviously, look, what is it? 8 points. Very, very. It's going to be very, very difficult to pull that back, but it's not impossible.
Thank you, Fergal. We'll just hand over to Liam Horan.
Thank you, Tom, and to Joe and to Fergal as well during that very interesting first half, which sees Kilmaine leading by 1-9 to 4 points. And Stephen Carolan, you've been watching it closely. Kilmaine got a magnificent start with that early goal, and with the breeze, I suppose it's easier to play the way they were playing.
Yeah, not the start now Ballycastle would have been hoping for, but nonetheless they settled down very quickly after the goal and tacked on a couple of scores of their own. Lost their way a little bit around the middle third again, and came back into the game a little there at the end. But up front, Kilmaine, Colin Hughes and Michael Hessian. Michael Hessian's on fire here today. I thought Ballycastle were a little slow to move the marker onto him. He's switched off. He's been switched now, but he's had 2 very, very good points from play and 2 from free. A couple of wides that maybe he wouldn't be happy with, but we can't underestimate the wind here.
It seems to be rising, Stephen, as well, isn't it?
It seems to be getting stronger.
Glad you're blocking it for me there.
It's definitely getting stronger, yeah. The Ballycastle tactic has obviously been to get the ball, the kickouts out the middle, and the engine room there, MacHale and Fergal forward. Shane, interestingly enough, has dropped into midfield a little from the full forward line. You'd expect that when you're playing against a win like this. In the second half, I expect Shane to resort back into midfield. Kilmaine's restarts, they've been trying to target the wings there. 2 of them have gone over the sideline now, but they're interestingly, Kilmaine are doing better on the Ballycastle kick out here. And a couple of breaks from the half-backs. They're coming into winning a few breaks for the Kilmaine lads. So Kilmaine will be happy enough for that start. Very tough conditions, so we can't underestimate that wind.
Yeah, it's 1-9 to 4, so it's an 8-point lead for Kilmaine. Is it enough for Kilmaine? I mean, have Ballycastle, in what you've seen of them, got the capacity to trouble them? I think they have up front.
I think they definitely have. There's some very good forwards, some very good. They've had shown more composure up front than they have in the backs. They've been, for my part, they've been very indisciplined in their defending. I think they could have stayed off their men a little more, allowed Kilmaine maybe to take the shot, or maybe carry the ball into a little more trouble. So they'll need to look at that. It'll be easier to defend in the second half, you'd hope. But that said, Kilmaine have some very good forwards, well able to carry the ball up front. So I think Kilmaine's tactic, Kilmaine will be clever now in the second half. They'll hold on to the ball. They're not going to be taking any wild shots. So I think Ballycastle are not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Plenty, but the good save there from Shane Healy, if that had gone in, would made a very different complexion in this second half.
Okay, I'm going to reach my phone. In fact, you might even hold the microphone for a second, Stephen, there, because I want to get updates from other games as well on Twitter. Park Keelogs Crimrun are coming through, your own club, but it's at half time between Bunnyconlon and the Neil. It's 2-8 for Bunnyconlon, 1-8 for the Neil, both sides down to 14 men, and Ronan Neary kicking a penalty for Bunnyconlon there. Your adopted club losing by 2 points to Ardenry Sarsfields. Ardenry Sarsfields 8 points. Park Keelogs Crimrun, quite a mouthful, 6 points. Half time here, of course, 1-9 to 4. Louisburg winning well, 7 points to 2 against Burrishoole. But again, all of these carry a government health warning, because we don't know where the breeze is going in those games. Now, we presume county-wide it's a very challenging day for football. Have we anything else there we need to report on? I don't think so. I think that's all of them. We have, of course, the second game here today as well, Ball versus Lahardane. That's going to be an interesting clash as well too, in the second game in the Breaffy House Resort Junior Championship semi-finals. Stephen, this time of the year, of course, people are always looking to see who might catch the eye. Young players coming through. An obvious man to talk about is MacHale Ford. Not that he's young anymore, but he's one of those players, a bit like Pádraig Prendergast of Louisburg. Started underage level. Would he go to the next level? Hasn't gone there yet. What do you make of him so far?
Well, I've liked to have seen his very, very good skills for a tall guy. Very, very good ball skills. Beautiful left foot on him. You'd be interesting to see if he got a few FBD games perhaps under his belt, and a bit of that strength and conditioning season of that. Maybe see how that would bring him on. He's definitely got an awful attributes you'd look for at that level. Up front for Kilmaine, obviously Michael Hessian has caught the eye, not just because for the scores, but the way he won the ball out in front of his man. So two that definitely have caught the eye there as well for me today anyway.
Yeah, Kilmaine have a bit of class up front. They've shown some nice movement.
Yes, they have. Yeah, Colin Hughes up there as well. He's kicked over a couple of frees, but he's also chipped in with a lovely point from play there. They're really, really good at playing off the shoulder there, making the run at the right time. The ball has been released to them at the right time. Joey Maloney has chipped in with a beautiful point as well there off the right foot. One shot, one score, unerring accuracy. So for me at the moment, it looked like Kilmaine may have a little bit more up front than Ballycastle, but all to play for in the second half at the same time.
Can I ask you one question, Stephen? You said earlier on you never got to a final with Belmullet or Park Keelogs Crimrun, but you have a Comórtas Pell, I think. Have you? Did you win? We got some Comórtas Pell in that.
Yeah, we won 2 Comórtas Pells, 2006 and 2010 when we hosted it. 2010 was a particularly sweet one because we were hosting the event. I think it was one of the most successful Comórtas ever.
Is Gaeilgeoir Lifa who?
Big on Gaeilgeoir. I thought me Fólan Fósna Changa Rish.
I'm going to bring in Joe and Fergal now as well. Joe and Fergal, of course, are match analysts. Fergal O'Connor of Ballycastle and Joe Callahan of Kilmaine. I'll go to you first, Joe. Simple question, have you enough built up with that breeze? Can you get more indeed?
We'd hope to get more. It'd be very interesting. An early goal for Ballycastle would put a big different complexion completely on the game, and with that breeze anything can happen. In the first half, Ballycastle midfielders were able to sail through into our full forward line, and if they're able to do that with the breeze in the second half, it'll make a big difference.
Fergal, really for Ballycastle it was a matter of containment there in that first half.
Yeah, Liam, it was, and it was going very, very well for, I suppose up until, certainly halfway through the half, it was going very well indeed, but it's hard to keep good men down, and, some of the Kilmaine forward play there was really impressive, Michael Hession and Ja Mullen particularly, they're very, very hard to stop, and they're going to be hard to stop in this half as well if they get the right ball. They're the kind of guys that, breeze or no breeze, if they get the right ball, they'll cause damage when they get your turn. So, big ask for Ballycastle in this half.
Stephen felt that you were a bit indisciplined in your defending in the back line. He thought your forward line played with more discipline in difficult conditions. There did look to be a few there that could have been avoided.
Yeah, definitely. But again, look, that's probably down to the step up in class of the players that they're playing against as well, and like we spoke about the last game against Kilmaine, I thought Ballycastle did a great job of stripping the ball off some of the Kilmaine players. More difficult to do that with the Kilmaine lads. They have those couple of years of extra strength and conditioning and playing at a higher level and that, and they're playing at intermediate level, playing in Division 1, and you can see it out there. They're when they get the ball, they're really, really hard to tackle, and I suppose we're suffering a little bit because of that. But look, we've not done badly.
Okay, Joe, Alan Burke watching down under, of course, in Australia. Lots of Kilmaine people around the world, I'm sure, watching as well. Any news from the club you'd like to give them, or anybody you'd like to say hello to?
We'd like to say hello to all the people in Melbourne and Perth, especially Chicago. Charlotte in North Carolina. Don't know how McDonough's listening in there, and of course all our friends in the UK, especially Kingdom Kerry Gales, on account of the weekend that's in it. So we'd like to say hello to them all, and we have an 80th anniversary magazine coming out this year. Anybody that has any photographs that they'd like put in it, they can send them on to us.
Okay, Fergal, any news from Ballycastle? Or is this getting all attention?
This is getting all the attention at the moment, Liam. Look, as we spoke last week, like things are moving along very well for Ballycastle. Like when you consider, I think 4 years ago we were playing in the B Championship. We couldn't get out of the group in the B Championship, so we had to take a long, hard look at ourselves. And the club have got the resources behind us, got the players back. And the fruits of that are out here, but these guys aren't here just to make up the numbers. They're here to win today, and they'll be very, very disappointed if they don't do that. Okay,
well, gentlemen, I'll let you back to your commentary positions. We'll be going back to Tom Carney in a couple of moments as well. He's our match commentator. I'll just do a quick look at the Twitter machine again, see what's moving there, and not a lot. Louisburg 7, Borrishool 2 is a half-time score now. I think everything else we got, and if you are watching, do let us know where you're watching. If you have any problems, call us on 087 9185 867 or email us on info@mayogaatv.com. Tom, they're calling for Kilmaine to come back out. We'll let you take over again with Fergal and Joe. Thank you.
Thank you, Liam. Welcome back to everybody from Elverys MacHale Park for the second half of the Junior Championship semi-final between Ballycastle and Kilmaine, live on Mayo GAA TV. The Breaffy House Hotel and Resort sponsored junior semi-final. The referee John Finn gave a stern blow of the whistle there. He wants Kilmaine out in the pitch ASAP. It's a reversal of the start of the first half where we were waiting for Ballycastle, so we can kind of see the eagerness of Ballycastle to get going again. As we said, the breeze is fairly strong today. Thankfully at the moment the rain is holding off. We're just going to have a check of the two teams to see if there was any changes on either side. As we get those, we'll advise you of them. But as we said, the second half, Ballycastle have a 8-point deficit to overturn. What would have been said at half-time?
Yeah, look, Ballycastle have their work cut out. Look, I think some of the points were touched on there. Disciplined in defence. watch the tackling, don't give away any easy frees, whatever else, let's not make it easy for Kilmaine, let's not give them easy scoring chances. It's going to be difficult enough. It's really, really hard. Like, it's hard to explain to people who are not here how stiff that breeze is. It's really, really difficult, and it's going to be really hard to score into. So that's going to be hard enough for Kilmaine. Ballycastle, they just have to get on the front foot, get the running game going, and look, as I said, Joe mentioned it there, an early goal could make all the difference.
John Finn has ball in hand, and Joe, with the running game that Kilmaine will possibly try to employ in the second half, could have an advantage, particularly with a couple of Ballycastle defenders on yellow cards.
Yes, I think that'll be the tactic in the second half. Drop back and try and get the ball up fast to Michael Hession, Joey Maloney, and see what comes of that.
So we're almost ready to get underway here at Elverys MacHale Park. As we said, we'll keep an eye on any changes. It doesn't appear to be any changes on either side, even though both sides picked up a few knocks, and Ballycastle from the throw and have possession of the football. An early score, an early goal opportunity could make this a very interesting second half of football. An early indication possibly of the tactic that Ballycastle will employ. A high ball in, it's broken well, it drops into the hands of Shane Healy, and the first score of the second half is to Ballycastle, and it looks possibly that's the tactic.
Yeah, absolutely, and I see there that Shane Ford has gone in on Derek O'Dea as well, so I'd imagine they're going to try and utilise Shane as well. He got a big goal again last week for Ballycastle, and a lot of hopes will rest on him again here in the second half.
So Shane Ford back into his accustomed full forward position. Be interesting to see now in this second half what way the game develops with Kilmaine's kickouts. That's a great strong hit from Sean Fahey, makes halfway into the breeze, but broken for Ballycastle, and they're on the attack again. Ball in hand with the captain Michael Ford, held up well there by Tomás Fahey, drives a hand pass to the ground, and it was a 50-50 ball, but the referee says there was a foot in, so it's a free for Ballycastle on their second attack, and another score this early in the game will cut that deficit for Ballycastle. So ball in hand with Shane Healy with his left foot. Breeze behind him, as we said, a very strong breeze here in Elverys MacHale Park this afternoon. It's curling, left-footed, and that's the second score from two attacks for Ballycastle, and they've signalled their intent early here in the second half.
Yeah, and that's two scores, I think, from Shane Healy as well, and Shane kicked 5 points into that goal against Kilmaine last week as well in the first half, so he obviously likes kicking into that goal.
Kilmaine 1-9, Ballycastle 6 points. Kick out goes long to the sideline again, and that's was a feature of the first half from the early stages from Sean Fahey. The ball went out on the full on a couple of occasions from his kickouts when he had the breeze behind him. So Kilmaine will look to get some momentum building, but Ballycastle with Shane Healy pops it in, given back to him on the return by David McDonnell. Healy again finds his wing back. Ian McNulty delivers a high ball in, but well read by Tomás Fahey, and he comes away with the ball. Gives it out to his midfield partner, but he can't keep control. Touched it. No, the referee said there was a foul as when Tomás Fahey played the ball, he was pulled, so it's a free back in from where he played the ball, so it's going to be a free out for Kilmaine. The referee is insistent that it's taken from the right place. Gives it back to Sean Fahey, the referee John Finn, a stickler for correct positions of play. So Kilmaine are going across their own goal, not the best option on a day when you're playing into the breeze, but they're working it well, and ball finds its way to Jarlath McDonough. And Kilmaine get into the midfield for the first time in the second half, and they're carrying the ball well. David Hughes releases Cha, and he's driving at the heart of the goal. He has a man outside him. If he finds it, well, it's Colin Hughes on his left foot. It's blocked, and that's over the bar. It was Michael Hession with his left foot. That's Michael Hession cutting in on the left hand side, and it was another score for Michael Hession. It worked well. Kilmaine started that from their own full back line, drove up the field, and they get a point.
Carried well up along the right hand sideline, eventually found its way to Michael Hession, and he had goal in his mind, but a point is good. Point
for Kilmaine, 110 Kilmaine, 6 points Ballycastle. Jason O'Neill, little chip pass out to McNulty, finds him in a bit of space. Kick out worked well that time, gives it Ballycastle are slowly building, working the ball across the field. Fergal forward finds Shane Healy, who delivers it in high. As we said, it's going to be a potential tactic, particularly with Shane Ford inside, but on that occasion the ball was a bit off target. So from the early opening 5-6 minutes of this second half, Kilmaine are looking to run the ball as much as they can into the breeze, and Ballycastle will be looking to hit the full forward line, deliver ball quickly in, as Kilmaine did to great effect in the first half. We have a crowd at the stand here in MacHale Park has a good, nice crowd in to watch this particular game, and we have the second game coming up, Ball versus Lahardane, which is also live on Mayo GAA TV as Kilmaine come on the attack once again. Michael Hession slips it off to Joey Maloney. Joey finds Tomas Fahy. He's converged by 3 players, and that's an opportunity that Tomas Fahy, if he wasn't stopped, it was a possible goal opportunity for Kilmaine.
Definitely there he was goal on his mind, and he wasn't going to pass.
We have a message coming in on the Twitter machine from wishing the Ballycastle team the best of luck today watching the match in Houston, Texas, USA. Catherine O'Neill, Coussart and Jean Coussart. So hello to them all the way from America. Glad you have fans all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
even as far as Kilmaine.
I see Fergus Tighe actually is about to make his entrance in here now. Fergus could be a big player because he's a really experienced player. He'll bring a lot of strength in there. He looks like he's going to go into the full forward line. Fergus was away for a couple of years. He was working in Malaysia for a couple of years. He's back now just this year, so he's going to be a big addition now. He's struggling with injury. You know, he was playing in the drawing game against Kilmaine. It wasn't available for the replay, and he's coming in there, I think, for Davy McDonnell. So
not the best day for Davy. Hasn't seen much of the ball, to be fair.
No, in fairness, but you know, look who he's up against. Jarlath McDonough. I mean, Jarlath has chewed up and spat out a lot of corner forwards down through the years. So you know, but I tell you, Fergus will give him a different challenge. You know,
free tapped over the bar there by Jar Mullen. He adds to his tally for the day. That's his 4th score of the day. Kilmaine 111, Ballycastle 6 points. Back to an 8-point lead for Kilmaine. McNulty is free again here if they can find him, but goes right down the middle towards Shane Ford, but it's broken well, and it's John Carey who likes to get forward as much as he can from that centre-back position. He finds Ian McNulty, who goes back for a little bit of support from Paul Whelan. Michael Ford, the captain, held up by Frank Burke. Ballycastle are just looking to punch holes, and coming out from full forward is Shane Ford, and he's driving at the Kilmaine defence and loses possession of the ball, but he gets a free. Liam.
Yeah, just a few updates, Tom, quickly from Midwest Radio Sport tweeting Louisburg 7, Borrashul 2, Duneel 1-8, Bunnyconlon 2-8, and Park Keelogs Crimlock 6, Ardenry Sarsfields 9.
Free in the just outside the 45 for Shane Healy on his left foot. Going to use all the breeze, get this into the large square. It's got the legs. The umpire signals it's good, and that's a great score for Shane Healy, who's his 3rd score of the game. 7 points Ballycastle, 111 for Kilmaine, and Shane Healy is finding his range.
Yeah, he's a fantastic kicker of the ball. Like that ball was nearly on the halfway line. It was super kick.
Sean Fahy chips it out towards Matthew Keady. Well taken, good mark. Keady, who seems to have come out around the middle of the field to try and support the midfield for Kilmaine. Delivered ball quickly inside by Brian Mullen, but the ball couldn't be kept by Hession, so it finds its way all the way into Jason O'Neill's hands, and Ballycastle can start to build from the back. Brock down, that's a dangerous style of play, dangerous attempt to clear the line, but luckily for Ballycastle the ball breaks kindly and it finds its way into the hands of Shane Ford in midfield, and he has Ian McNulty for support out here, and the player on the overlap is Kevin Healy. Swings his right foot at it, but he slipped as he was about to strike it, and it goes wide of the post. Good move from Ballycastle from their own full back line. Unfortunate that slipped at the moment of contact.
Yeah, really good move. I mean, they really opened up Kilmaine there. You know, we need to be taking those at this stage. We really need to be taking those chances, but a great move.
The ball seems to have cleared the the terrace behind the goal of that end, and there's a couple of young supporters gone looking for it, so Lee Rogie is called for as we have a brief respite in play. We can see a few Kilmaine subs going through their warm-up routine. A lot of the Kilmaine players would have played, as we said last night, in the Junior C Championship semi-final, in which they defeated Castlebar Missiles out in Cong, and they have a county final coming their way. The game, we saw the referee saw an infringement. There was a push in the back, or a pull of the jersey by Kevin Healy, so Kilmaine start the game. A low ball delivered in towards Joey Maloney. Joey can't gather it. Well taken there by Richard Tye. There's a bit of a high challenge there by Ernan Flannery, and the referee John Finn gives the foul. Ballycastle once again starting to build from the back, running the ball, carrying it well. There was Dermot Kelly. Kelly gave a little bit of work to do there to his win-back Daniel Breslin, but he manages to get there, and the ball, Kilmaine are harrying all the players in possession of the ball, pressing game, as we said that Kilmaine will do in the second half. But again, Ballycastle are keeping possession of the ball, and the referee from his position, I think he's going to have a word with Ernan Flannery, because that could have been his second foul in the space of about 2 or 3 minutes. So John Finn wants to have a quick word with young Ernan Flannery. He's letting him know that he picked up the 2 fouls, and it's going to be, I think, Kilmaine's first yellow card of the game. Ballycastle are sending out a couple of the subs to warm up. MacHale Park, such a hard pitch on the body. It's a big pitch, as they say in these parts of the world, and Ballycastle get us underway again. Ford sells the dummy, delivers the ball long into full forward. It's going high, it's going wide, and it's going too high, but the tactic is clear. If they can get the ball into the danger point, into the large square, and hit a high ball in, they're looking to get maybe a flick or a knock and cause a bit of trouble there in the full forward position.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, that's obviously the reason that Shane Ford is positioned in there at the full forward. And interesting to see now what Kilmaine will do on the kickouts. They seem to be pinpointing Matthew Keady for all of these kickouts, and I just noticed actually that Ballycastle have put Fergal Ford over on top of Matthew now, so we'll see how that pans out.
Kilmaine playing with a three-man forward line currently. They have Michael Hessian in at top of the square with Joey Maloney and Char Mullen just holding the 45. Kick out is gone over the end line, so ball finds his hand into the substitute for Dennis Mullen for Ballycastle, but that kick goes a bit high, so the referee says it was a push in the back by Frank Burke as the ball came down, so it's going to be a free and a kickable position. And we've seen already how deadly Shane Healy has been with his left foot in this half, from 2 frees in particular, a couple from a similar range, from a similar position that he scored his first one. So the breeze is picking up again, if that's at all possible, here at MacHale Park, and he's used that breeze to great effect, and that's a fine score for Shane. That's his 4th score of the game.
Yeah, it's his 4th score of the game, 4th score of the half. I mean, I had it chalked down early before he had it kicked. Good work there from Ballycastle, good work from the Ballycastle management, I said, in trying to cut out that kick out, because Kilmaine got about 3 kick outs easy in there into Matthew Keady, so Ballycastle have squeezed that, and I see it's coming out this side again.
The ball held up in the breeze. 3 players converge on the challenge, but the ball broke to Kilmaine but couldn't keep possession, and down on it goes Matthew Keady. He can't get it up, but down there goes Pat Kelly, who puts his hand or his boot where most wouldn't, so he's just telling his team just to calm down. Let's get possession of the ball and build again. The game gets on the way. Exchange of hand passes. That's a dangerous hand pass there by Frank Burke. Coughs up possession to Fergal Ford and then fouls him, so it's going to be a free, but the referee now wants a word with Frank Burke, who could go into the referee's notebook for a second Kilmaine player for a card. So Kilmaine there get themselves into a bit of trouble.
Yeah, there's no need for all he tried to do there. He had men around him, and all he had to do was pass it to them. The simple pass was the one he didn't do, but yeah, he fouled his man afterwards and got his yellow card for it.
Would it be a concern to the Kilmaine management that the number of frees that they've given up in scoreable positions in this opening half of the second half?
Oh, it certainly is, and our inability to win ball at midfield is a concern as well.
This time Shane Healy's effort goes to the left of the post and wide, so Ballycastle can't afford too many more of those to be off target. 8 points Ballycastle, Kilmaine 111. It's a 6-point game. Ballycastle have cut the deficit by 2, so Sean Fahey has decided he's going to try and slow it down slightly on the kickouts, and John Finn is having a look at him, just making sure he's not taking too long. As you can see there, the ball holding up on the breeze again, and they're trying to find Matthew Keady, and as we said, they brought over Fergal Ford to win it, but the ball this time has gone out over the sideline from Brian Mullen. Ballycastle get the game underway very quickly. Ballycastle very much playing against the clock in this second half. They need to get scores and get them quick, and they move the ball well across the field now into the hands of Daniel Breslin. Breslin gives the ball off, gives it to McNulty, to Kevin Healy. Healy tried as a pass, but it does eventually find its way to Shane Healy, being held up by Kilmaine. He threw the ball in possession. He says he was grabbed as he was trying to offload it, but no, referee John Finn says it was a throw ball, so it'll be a free in the centre-back position for Kilmaine.
Yeah, Adriel Welch is watching from Sussex in the UK. The Welches, as she says, aunts and uncles of Jason O'Neill. Scorelines: Ardenry Sarsfields 10 points, Park Kilo Crumlin 8 points. They're the latest we have. Bunny Conlon 2-11, the Neil 1-8, Lewisburg 7, Burrishool 1-3. Back to a point there.
Free kick on the far side in front of the media tower. A high challenge on Cha Mullen, so it's a free for Kilmaine on the halfway line. Ballycastle again have pulled everybody bar Dennis Mullen into their own half to try and launch counter-attacks. There's a man down for Kilmaine. I think it's Ernan Flannery. He may have fell awkwardly as the ball spills, and Derek O'Dea went to pull on it on the full, but he's gone back, and Ernan Flannery seems to be in some discomfort. With the Kilmaine players surrounding him there, they're a bit of a concern there. Ballycastle have 6 points to try and get back. They have persisted with the running game, with the counter-attack football. We're just going to cut to Leon.
Yeah, watching from Montreal in Canada, Ronan Shaughnessy, he played with Kilmaine, of course. And Joe Callahan, your daughter Hannah, is on from Melbourne, hoping Kilmaine can kick on. Delighted to see Joe making his professional TV debut as well. She's obviously hoping if you get to the final, Joe, you'll get the call up for that as well too. So we'll be keeping an eye on you.
Any message you'd like to send to the other side of the world there, Joe, to your family?
The pay is good.
Never a true word spoken. Bit of concern here for Kilmaine, and Hernan he seems to be possibly very injured. He went down very hard.
He did. He went down. A lot of discomfort there now. He didn't look too happy when he went down.
He went down in the first half under a heavy challenge. It could be a reaction to that, consistent, but he doesn't look very well. There's serious concern there for him now. They're indicating that he needs to come off. It possibly looks like it's his right knee. We'll try and find out what's going on. So Norman O'Brien is calling over one of the substitutes. We see him getting stripped there. Norman giving him last minute instruction. Darren Monroe, who's a minor, played minor for Kilmaine. Carris, the amalgamation between Gary Moore and Kilmaine at underage level, which has proved very fruitful over the last few years.
Yes, and he was part of the Ballinrobe community school team that won the All-Ireland this year. He's a very good box-to-box player, if that's the right term. He's full of life. He's a good player.
So while Hernan is back up on his feet, he seems to think he's going to play on. There was an indication that they wanted him taken off. There's one of the member of the medical team are over there, and St John's Ambulance I think are over there as well. It'll take a lot to pull Hernan off, I'd say, but I think eventually he may be succumbing to the injury and being told that he does have to in fact come off. So no, he's saying he's going to play on. So while we wait for the medical staff to get off the field, but the game will be a restart with a free for Kilmaine, taken by Tomas Fahey. Pops it over to Cha Mullen. Carrying, being chased down well by three. Cuts inside, nobody's challenged him. There's three Ballycastle players in front of him trying to work his way out, but Cha Mullen with his left foot, he carried the ball all the way from the far side. No Ballycastle player tackled him, and he taps it over the bar.
Great score from Gerard Mullen. He's really on form today, and that was a great long run. As you say, that nobody laid a hand on him, but he still had to put it over with his left foot. It was a good score.
Far too easy for Jarlath Mullen there to get that score to put Kilmaine 112 to Ballycastle 8 points. Ballycastle need to get primary possession of the football in the second half if they want to have any chance of coming back into this game. That kick pass there goes astray, and the linesman indicates that it was touched out of the play by Michael Hessian, so it's going to be restarted with a sideline ball, but the referee has blown his whistle. The Ballycastle player encroached onto the pitch as he kicked it, so I think it's going to be a hot ball. Ballycastle need to get possession of the ball very, very quickly and convert that possession into scores.
Yeah, we need to get the ball. I mean, like, when we get the ball, I think just the last couple of times there, we've maybe taken one extra pass too many as well before getting the ball in. I mean, I see Fergus in there, Shane Ford has been in there. Like, you know, they're in there for a reason. We need to start letting the ball in at this stage, because I think at this stage we're probably going to need a goal to win the game.
The hot ball doesn't go to plan. John Finn brings it back. I think he's going to hop it again. No, it's going to be a free in. He obviously saw a foul. Liam?
Yeah, Intermediate Championship, Kilchmont 20 points, Turvagady 2-5, Park Kilos Crimlin 10, Ardnary Sarsfields 10, and Lewisburg 7, Burrishool 1-4.
Great crossfield ball delivered there by Hessian into Colin Hughes. Colin Hughes, who works the ball out to Pat Kelly. He's fouled in possession of the ball. Pat Kelly, cute footballer, used all his experience there, drew the men in, drew the foul.
Pat has plenty of experience, and he's been in them situations a lot of times before, and he knows what to do. So he drew the foul well.
Free for Kilmaine. Jarlath Mullen comes across. He's going to have a go into the breeze from off the ground. It'll be all of 40 metres, kicking into a stiff breeze. Gets a good connection, but it's gone to the left and wide. 8 points to Ballycastle, Kilmaine 112. Bit of encouragement coming from the crowd here in Elverys MacHale Park from the stand. The Ballycastle supporters are trying to get their team going. They need to get a score, they need to get it quick. Kick out, far too easy, the mark taken. John Carey, who hasn't been as punishing in the second half as he was in the first in the games against Kilmaine. He was a big influence there driving forward, but he's had his hands full with Erlan Flannery today. But Ballycastle carrying the ball well into the Kilmaine 45. Ball finds its way into the hands of Shane Ford. Shane Ford loses possession, well dispossessed there by the aforementioned Pat Kelly. Kilmaine now can build from the back. Dodie with the ball, going across their own goal, across their own half back line, and Kilmaine come away with the ball. Gives the ball out to Brian Mullen. Brian Mullen gives it into Frank Burke. Kilmaine trying to play keep ball in their own half back line. It's a dangerous tactic, but they seem to have it well under control. Matthew Mullen, hand pass to Keady, who's been out in the middle of the field, as we mentioned. Great ball into Hessian first time, and in the corner forward in the opposite side, if they can find him, is Jarlath McDonough. He's chasing this ball out over the far side, and I think Jarlath's legs may have let him down on that occasions, even though he's been a stalwart for Kilmaine football over the years.
Yeah, he snuck up nicely there. The ball just, the wind carried it over across the side of the field and just out of his reach.
Ballycastle give away possession, but a foul is, Tomas Fahy fouled Fergal Ford. Michael Ford trying to get Ballycastle moving again, trying to engineer a score that can close the gap here at Elverys MacHale Park in the Junior Championship semi-final. Kick pass inside, nudged off the ball by Kevin Healy, used his body well, connects with the ball right-footed, and that's over the bar. The ref consult each other. He took a late hit as he swung his boot, but a good score for Ballycastle.
That's a brilliant score from Kevin Healy, because he had to shake off his man, get the ball, and then he swung it over using the breeze as well. Brilliant score from Kevin, and we need a few more of those now.
Sean Fahy this time goes short, very an option. Colin Hughes seems to find himself playing in the half back line, playing as a sweeper. Gives the ball out to Jarlath Mullen, who's carrying the ball well in the breeze, being held up. Shrugs off the challenge, but the referee said he was barging, so it's going to be a free for Ballycastle. Mullen, not the biggest player in the world, but he fairly barged his way through there.
He did, but he didn't need to do it. All he needed to do was take a step to the side, and he was away, and he'd have to be taken down. It was a pity.
Physio comes on again. There's been a few stoppages this half, so it might extend the playing time of this half. Ballycastle 9 points, Kilmaine 112. There's a substitution Coming on for Ballycastle is number 18, Shane Kiley. And it's Ian McNulty who makes his way, who's been called ashore. The free that time is kicked away, so Kilmaine have possession of the ball, but not able to retain possession is Ernan Flannery. He pops it back to Derek O'Dea. Kilmaine just have to keep possession of football, you feel, and they'll get their way into the final of the Junior Championship for 2017. Ball in hand with Pat Kelly, using all his experience. Kilmaine working well, find the ball into Hessian into the corner, slips it off there for Jarlath Mullen, who was caught late as he was going for the ball, so it's going to be a free for Kilmaine on the far side. Michael Hessian now will be kicking into a very strong breeze, as we said, here at Elverys MacHale Park. 24 minutes gone in the second half here. Elverys MacHale Park, 9 points, Ballycastle 112, Kilmaine. Kick taken short, quick exchange of hand pass. Hessian works it well. They're trying to work the angle, find it over here to Joey Maloney. Joey takes the hop, fists it out, finds the free man. Challenge though was very well intercepted there by Ballycastle. Coming away with the ball is Daniel Breslin. Breslin being chased down by Joey. The referee says it's a foul, so it's going to be a free for Ballycastle on the far side. Ballycastle have 13 players in their own half, with only Fergus Tighe in the full forward line, but he has support coming now. Shane Ford is making his way into the large square if Ballycastle can find him, but he's being held up there. There's a poor pass, but shadow there by Jarlath McDonough. They work the ball well, it finds its way. Dermot Kelly works it over, and that's hit on the outside of the right boot. It's used all the breeze, but unfortunately that time Kevin Healy couldn't get it over the bar as he did just a moment ago.
Yeah, unlucky there from Kevin. Great running. I really impressed with Dermot Kelly. He's had a great game. He's done so much running, so much hard running as well. He's carried the ball very well.
Took a big knock in the first half as well.
He did, yeah, but he's recovered from that really well. Scored a good point as well in the first half. But time is running out a little bit now for Ballycastle.
Kilmaine again kick another one away over the sideline. It's the fourth time that's happened this half, but Ballycastle take it quick. They're trying to find Shane Ford in the large square, but shadowed well there by Derek O'Dea. Ball's gone now. Jarlath McDonough went down, so it's going to be a 45. Spilled the ball. It's going to be a 45 for Ballycastle. There, as Fergal has already said, they're starting to run out of time. There's about 6-7 minutes to go, and whatever the referee will add for injuries. So it's going to be a 45 for Ballycastle with the breeze behind them. Fergal Ford could have a go at this one and try and get it over to cut the deficit. As we said, Ballycastle 9, Kilmaine 112. 6-point game here at MacHale Park. Chipped in, looking to get a hand on it to see if they can get a goal. It's in the hands of Fergus Tighe. Trying to work it out, being surrounded by Kilmaine players, and he's overcarried the ball. That's a great defence by Kilmaine. You could see the tactic. It was chipped in. They were trying to get a fist or a hand on the ball, but Kilmaine broke it up well, and it's a free in their own spot, in their own cornerback position. Keady breaks the tackle of Kevin Healy, gets it across to McDonough. McDonough working the ball well. Kilmaine working the ball through the hand with the breeze. That's how you're gonna. Pat Kelly now is going to feed the hands into Tomás Fahy. Tomás gets it, head of steam up, delivers a low ball into Hessian. Hessian gets it up, takes a turn, cuts inside. He has Tomás, who's continued his run. Tomás Fahy right-footed, and that's wide.
Yes, Tom, updates. Park, Keelogs, Crumlin 11, Ardenry 213, big score there. Bunny Conlon 213, the Neil 112, and I think Lewisburg are 1 up 9 to Borrisholes 1-5.
Kick out goes on, great mark taken there by Michael Ford. Michael Ford gets Ballycastle moving again. They have to get a score. They need to get a goal if they can at all in the next few minutes to make a grandstand finish. You have Fergal Ford is making strides into the large square. They're going to try and use Fergal Ford and Shane Ford use the height in the large square. Ball in hand to Kevin Healy. Kevin Healy held up by Brian Mullen, but he gets away from, gives it inside John Carey, who's come up from the back, but this over the bar, and that's a great score from John Carey. John Carey's first foray into the opposition 45 in the second half of this game, and they get a good point for Ballycastle.
Yeah, good point, Tom. I'd say he had goal on his mind as well there, but it just flew over the bar. But good pressure from Ballycastle.
10 points to Ballycastle, 112 to Kilmaine. The substitution is being made. Darren Munro is coming on and they're taking off Joey Maloney, who's done a lot of running today. He's had a little bit of turn, but he's put in a good shift.
Yeah, today isn't Joey's best day, but he'll have more with the help of God.
As we said, Darren Monroe, member of the All-Ireland winning Ballinrobe Community School team, has a fleet of foot minor player for Carris Club, amalgamation of Gary Moore and Kilmaine. Getting into the action straight away. A good ball delivered in by Shane Healy to the large square. Spilled by the goalkeeper. He dives on it and it's in the grate, and it's a goal for Ballycastle. The captain, Michael Ford, followed the ball in. It was a high ball delivered in by Shane Healy. Goalkeeper Sean Fahey spilled the ball. It seemed to be bouncing around for an age. Michael Ford snuck up, left-footed into the net. Game on.
Yeah, game on, big time now. I don't know what's left. I think we're about a minute of normal time left. What a chance now for Ballycastle.
110 Ballycastle, 112 Kilmaine. Possession now is going to be vital from this kick out. If Ballycastle can win the ball, the canoe has been held up in the breeze. It's broken, but it breaks to Matthew Mullen, and he's fouled as he tries to come away with the ball. Kilmaine are just going to try and slow things down. A great goal there for Ballycastle. It's exactly what they needed. It gives them a chance in the last few minutes of this game, but they need possession of the ball. Michael Hession now carrying the ball. He has Tomas Fahey ahead of him. It's opened up. He has another player inside. All on his own is held up, and that's a foul. The referee's a penalty. It was a foot block. Numbered Jarlath Mullen found him space. It was a 2-on-1 situation. The goalkeeper Jason O'Neill came out. It seemed that he led with his feet. I think that's what the referee has given the penalty for. He's going to consult his umpires, but Jarlath Mullen found himself in space as Ballycastle were trying to get a score to take this game into extra time. The counter-attack was on. Kilmaine broke at pace. Hession fed it inside, and Mullen was brought down in the large square. So the linesman and the umpires have spoken to the referee, and indeed John Finn comes over to Jason O'Neill. We're just checking to see if we can get a replay of that incident, and we'll just see if there was contact made. But it's going to be a penalty for Kilmaine. It's a yellow card for Jason O'Neill, so Kilmaine will have a penalty with minutes remaining. We're going to have whatever the referee is allowed for the injuries and stoppages in the second half, and it's a penalty. This is going to be crucial for Kilmaine.
This is a big moment in the game. If you get it, it's curtains.
The player who was fouled, Jarlath Mullen, steps up to take it. Jason O'Neill shown the yellow card for that tackle on Mullen. With only minutes remaining, this is going to be a big moment for Kilmaine. He steps up. Goal for Kilmaine. 2-12 Kilmaine, 110 Ballycastle, and he stuck it away very, very well low into the corner.
He's having a good game, and he's a confidence player. When he's high on confidence like that, you'd expect him to put it away.
O'Neill drives the ball long, but nobody there for Ballycastle. It's a mark for Kilmaine, taken by Pat Kelly. He finds Darren Monroe. First touch for Darren, and Kilmaine just have to keep the possession of the football. We only have a couple of minutes left of the game. 2 minutes over already. Injury time already played by John Finn, the referee. We're playing whatever time he's allowed. Kilmaine are keeping possession of the ball. Matthew Keady works it out to the far side, in hand now with Matthew Mullen. And Kilmaine are playing keep ball, but high on confidence with that lead. Into Darren Monroe. Darren gives it back to Ernon Flannery. And Kilmaine just have to keep possession of the football, and they're doing it very, very well. Switching the play, finding the players free on this side is Pat Kelly. Pat, fist pass up the sideline to Brian Mullen. Mullen gives it into Hession, but he can't keep the ball, and that's gone wide. So they've caught not what you'd expect from Michael Hession, given the game that he's played for Kilmaine today.
No, it's he just took his eye off her for a minute. It just slipped away from him.
Ballycastle are pushing forward. They need to get at least a goal to try and take this game into a few minutes, but we only have, as we say, whatever the referee is allowing. He's had a quick look at his watch. There may not be much time left, as Shane Ford tries to engineer a scoring opportunity for Ballycastle. They have only one player in the large square at the moment, which isn't going to get them win them the game. Kilmaine give away a free just inside the 45. Ballycastle will drop this in around the house, you feel. They have to try and engineer score, but the referee says no, not from the right position. Bring it back. And Ballycastle need a goal.
Yeah, the Kilmaine goal kind of fairly took the sting out of the Ballycastle comeback. I'd be interested to see it again. I thought Jason got the ball, but he was probably pulled for leading with the boot, I would say.
Quick free taken, powered in, but well read there by Jarlath McDonough. Comes away, and there we have the final whistle. Kilmaine advanced to the final of the Junior Football Championship by a scoreline of 212 to 110 to Ballycastle. And we hand now. It's a good win for Kilmaine. Liam.
Thanks indeed, Tom. Welcome back to our match analyst, Stephen Carlin. Stephen, we had a lot of drama late on there. Before we go to that, actually, I'd update some scores around the county. We have full time in James Stephens Park. Your club, your home club, Belmullet have beaten Ballyhaunis 1-4 to 5 points. Park Kilos Crumlin, your other club, 3-13 to 0-11. You must be coaching them. Bunnyconlin 2-13, the Neil 1-12. Hamora warming up is all I have from there. Lewisburger a point up on Bunnyconlin, or on Burrishoe. I haven't the exact score. Yeah, 9 points to 1-5. That's the latest score as well. I think that's all we have for now. Late drama, Stephen. We'd have to say Kilmaine, they weren't cruising, but the goal that they conceded, goalkeeper failed to hold the ball, gave Ballycastle a lifeline, but Kilmaine went right down the field shortly afterwards and got a goal themselves. Yeah,
Kilmaine, or Ballycastle for me, didn't show enough invention up front. Where they won the exchanges, I thought they did better in midfield than Kilmaine did. They certainly killed the Kilmaine kick out, several kick outs out over the sideline. But when Ballycastle got possession, they just weren't able to transfer it into the forward line quickly enough. Shane Healy had a good display for them up front, kicking from place balls. Outside of that, up front for Kilmaine, Colin Hughes and Michael Hession were outstanding. Not only in the first half there, but in the second half as well. When Kilmaine needed an outlet, they carried the ball for them and won the scores.
What was your view on the penalty? There was some discussion on whether he got the ball cleanly or was it a foul?
From where I was looking, it looked like a foul. It looked like he led with the foot, and so it looked like a definite penalty. And Colin Hughes stepped up and did the business. I think Colin finished with 1-5.
Okay, well, Colin Hughes is down as wearing a number 10, but I'm pretty sure number 10 is not Colin Hughes actually. Number 10 is not Colin Hughes. What's the first? Jarlath Mullen. So that's the mistake we have all day long. I think I'm not sure. I'm sure the commentary. Well, let the boys in there for a second. And number 13 is Michael Hession, all right, I think. Yeah, Michael and Jarlath Mullen, two of the key men for Kilmaine. Second half, I suppose you kept doing a bit against that breeze. You got the goal, obviously. That made a big difference.
Yeah, I was said at half time, tighten up and concede as much as we can and run the ball. And they got 2 early scores. We came back with 2 replies and just slow the game down and see it out, basically. Yeah.
The conditions had a huge bearing on it.
Oh, massive. It's an strong wind going down that goal, and it was you need massive work rate in the second half just to get the ball up our half tall, so. Okay. Just thank God we got over the line.
Yeah, another day very soon, of course, as well. We've Norman O'Brien, the manager, just put in a small bit there as well. I'll bring in Jarlath first as well, then, actually. Jarlath, some people confused her down as Colin Hughes in the programme, but I'd know a Mullen anywhere. A busy day for you out there. You had to work hard. Ballycastle kept coming at you.
Jeez, they did. There was no stopping them. They knew they were on the back foot and they had to come out and hit us hard. We knew too, we had to run the ball and keep the ball in our hands. We couldn't kick the ball. It was just a strong wind down there.
It was all about control there, I take it.
We had to control the ball. We couldn't give it away for a second, or else they were so good they come back down and give a point over straight away. So we keep hold of the ball and let it go.
Will you get time to shower and come out and watch your final opponents next?
We hope so, yeah. Hopefully it's a good game too. We don't know who'll win it, but we'll be interested to see what the game's like.
Okay, good stuff. Thanks to the two lads. I'll bring in Norman O'Brien, the team manager, as well. Norman, when they got the goal, were you a bit worried?
They can say worried, Liam, because they had a bit of momentum then. But in fairness to the boys, we got the kick. We won the kick out back and got up the field, and Jarrett's won a great penalty. And in fairness to him, he's stuck a few great penalties all year, so you were never, once he got the penalty, you knew once he could get up to take it, he was going in the back of the net, like, so.
He showed good control in patches in the second half against that breeze to create those chances.
We said that to the lads at half time. We just needed to control the game. It was a game of two halves. We had to get ahead first when we got the breeze, and then we had to control the game and try and slow the tempo of it. And we thought with John Reffin, but I know John a long time, that it wouldn't be the fastest game in the world. He'd take a bit of time to make decisions and stuff. So we said that you don't want to be chasing the game in that scenario because it gets frustrating and lads get frustrated. So we wanted to be leading it. So we won the toss. We took the win, and we said at least we'll get in behind them on the counter. We have players that can counter attack, and the boys showed up well there in the second half. It was a tough battle, though. It was a right tough battle.
They're physically very big around the middle as well, and there was always a danger of a long ball going in like it did. But I'd say overall it would be the case that you were the better team, I think.
We set up that if we could win the midfield battle, we felt our other 12 outfield players were better than their 12, but we had an awful lot to do to get our own kick out back. It must be a world record for kick outs over the sideline. Sean will have to.
He was aiming for you, was he?
I think he was. I thought I was going to feel a few of them, but we'll have to tighten that up. And there's a lot of things we need to tidy up for the next day. But look at the winners of the next game are going to be serious competition as well. So it's all to play for. Like, we're just hoping that we get a decent day, that the weather wouldn't be too bad, and that I've seen these games down the years. They've kind of thrown any old ref at it. If the CCC could just throw a good ref, because this is our 103rd session today. Like, I guarantee the team that win this might have even more work done. So all you want is someone. We the junior C semi-final this evening, and in fairness, the poor ref didn't even know the score at half time. And when lads prepare, they all they want is someone that's like John there or John Glavey, or someone that can control the game. Everyone's happy. Then if you win, then you win. If you don't, you don't. You can do anything about it. That's all you're looking for.
Okay, Norman, thanks very much. And thanks to Michael and to Jarlath as well too, and best of luck in the final. The Kilmaine trio: Norman O'Brien, Jarlath Mullen and Michael Hessian. Going to call in Paul Cunyan, the PRO of Mayo GAA board here on Mayo GAA TV. Paul, lots of action. You have the abacus out. What are you going to tell us?
I've got paper and mobile, Liam, just to make sure we all are fully up to date. So
wonder you won PRO of the year last year.
So the Intermediate Championship is starting to take shape now. In Group 1, Ardnaree and Park are through. Ardnaree had a big win over Park in the end, actually 4-14 to 11. So they're through actually on head-to-head, top of that group. Parker in second, and it was basically a relegation playoff for that spot against it was Ballyhonus and Balmullet, and Balmullet have come out on top there, which means Ballyhonus are in the relegation playoff. Group 2 was already decided, as we said earlier. Then Group 3 was the shoot-up.
Run through Group 2 anyway.
So Group 2 was Island Adi are through as group winners after a draw last night, and Mayo GAA are through after they had a win, and Swinford are going to be in the relegation playoff. Then in Group 3 it's a shoot-up between Louisburgh and Burshul, and we're actually just waiting on that result to come in. So
Louisburgh were 1-up last week, so we'll just check it.
At the minute it's Louisburgh 11, Burshul 1-5. So Louisburgh look like they're going to be top on that group, of Burshul going through in second, and the playoff between the Neil and Bonnyconnell. And Bonnyconnell have come out on top there, 2-13 to 1-12. So it's the Neil in the relegation playoff in that group. And in Group 4, results from earlier, Moy Davids had a big win over Castlebar Mitchell's B. They think they scored 9-14, so it was a hell of a performance from Moy Davids earlier. So they're through as group winners, and Kelchamar through after a win over Tormakedy in second place, and it's Tormakedy in the relegation playoff. So the relegation spots have all been filled in the Intermediate Championship. It's Ballyhonus, Swinford, the Neil and Tormakedy, whereas in the group winners are Ardnaree, Park, Island Adi, Mayo GAA. Louisburgh Burshul have to decide which position, whether it's first or second, and it's Moy Davids and Kelchamar in the final spots there. Just to
clarify, you are making the fixtures this evening as well.
That's right, yeah.
Will the relegation fixtures be made this evening as well?
Yeah. So after the second game here, the Ballycastle Lahardane semi-final, there'll be a CCC meeting to determine the quarter-finals, which will be all next weekend, and the relegation playoffs, which will be all next weekend as well.
Okay, now the senior.
So the senior is taking shape. As we said earlier, Knockmore and Garrymore through in Group 1, but Westport in relegation playoff. In Group 2,
they'll be hoping to avoid the immediate return to intermediate, won't they?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a baptism of fire, in fairness. They had a tough group there with Knockmore, Garrymore and Charlestown, all season campaigners in the senior championship, so they're in the relegation playoff. In Group 2, Breaffy had that big win last night along with Hollymount Carramore, so they're through. Davids will be hoping that they can come out with a relegation dogfight, and it's there in that spot. Group 3 is all to play for there. You're looking like probably Ballintober are going to be taking a quarter-final place with either Ahamore or Clamaros, depending on results. Kiltane are probably favourites for the relegation spot there, but you wouldn't know if they can pull off a win against Ahamore.
They've been scoring well lately, Kiltane.
Yeah, Kiltane, and they're always a tough outfit, so they could end up results possibly that they could actually even make a quarter-final spot, but at the minute they're in the relegation spot, so it's all to play for. That game going to be thrown in at half-3, the same as this game here. And the final group there, Group 4, is the talking point from last night, that big win for Ballina over Castlebar Mitchells, which sees Ballina top the group, Castlebar Mitchells is runners-up, and Ballinrobe in a relegation playoff. So currently that's just the state of play, with one group to be decided in the intermediate or in the senior, and obviously the junior semi-final to come here next as well.
Okay, and I can confirm, thanks to Midwest Radio Sport, Cormac O'Malley and Angelina there, Louisburg 11, Burrishoole 1-5.
So that means Louisburg are through as group winners with Burrishoole in second. So that's the intermediate championship all sorted. So it's just a case of waiting on see how the balls fall later on.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Paul. We have Ball and Lahardane out in the field. I have Jerry Costello. I don't know if Caoimhín Rowland here now or not yet. We've Jerry Costello, and we'll grab Caoimhín in a moment, hopefully. And Jerry, you might join us for a second. Have we injury worries in Ball, Jerry? Ger Holian and Jerry Flanagan?
We have slight injury worries with both the jurors, but I think as of now...
You're only fit Ger and Ball today, are you?
I one of the few ones anyway, but I think actually both lads will start as far as I know now at this stage. The word from the dressing room is that both will start.
Is Jerry not wearing number 19 out there? Who's not wearing 19? It's like Jerry Flanagan.
No.
To the left. No?
19 is Aidan Cummins.
All right. Oh yes, indeed. They're the same colour here and that.
Exactly.
Okay. What do you think, Lahardane?
I think we're in for a dogfight. Conditions are very, very tough out there. There's very, very strong wind going towards the baking factory end, and hopefully we will have the benefit of the wind in the first half. I think whoever has the wind in the first half, and if they can build up a big lead, it's going to be very hard for the opposition in the second half.
Okay, very good. And we're waiting on Caoimhín Rowland. I think Caoimhín might have arrived, has he? We get Caoimhín in for a quick word as well before he joins Tom Carney in the commentary position. The breeze is rising somewhat. Come in, Caoimhín. Yeah, it's incredible, really, the breeze we have here now. Caoimhín, you're very welcome. Well known as the secret face behind the Lahardane MacHale's Twitter account, but you get put off the road every now and then, it seems. Yeah.
I think it's more of a fear of county board fines. Kind of puts me out of the limelight for a while.
But don't bring us under today now, Caoimhín.
No, I'll try not to. I'll try to keep everything above board, at least for today. I am representing the club after all. So.
Okay. Quick word about Lahardane. How are you fixed?
I was just talking to the selector there, Eamon Rowland. Everyone's lined out as follows. One point of concern is Aaron Murphy does have a strap on his hamstring, so that could be an issue there. But it looks like the same team that lined out against Ballycastle the last day. That was an impressive result, a very impressive performance in very testing conditions as well. So hopefully they can bring that through. And in today as well, with that breeze, it's going to be another factor. But hopefully, as we saw in the last game, Lahardane can just bring it all through and go to the final.
Okay, I'll let you back to your commentary position with Tom Carney. I'm going to call in Stephen Carolan for a second, actually. Stephen, you trained under Big John. You work alongside Big John. What's Big John going to have for us today?
I'd say Big John is going to have fitness.
Going to have a big one today, isn't he?
He's going to have fitness and organisation, certainly. Those are two we can bank on those.
Quite clearly.
Quite clearly. Up front, he's got his nephew who's playing number 14 there. Of course, he's a useful footballer. Matthew Queenan at centre back, and Gary Nocturne, captain from midfield there. So a lot of pace up front from Lahardane. They've been in, I think last time they were in the semi-final was 2014. They brought Castlebar to Mitchell through a replay. So they've never won a county final. So all to play for here for Lahardane.
Okay, we know a bit about Ball if you've been watching the last few weeks. We're going to go back to Tom now, and we'll get you Stephen again at half time. Going to go to Tom for his commentary alongside Caoimhín Rowland of Lahardane MacHale's and Jerry Costello of Ball.
Thank you, Liam. We're just waiting to get the second semi-final underway here at Elverys MacHale Park of the Breaffy House Resort Spa Junior Championship. Kilmaine will be the opponent for whoever wins the game here, as our on Naveen is played. Referee John Glavy of Ahamore is making his way over, looking for a Lee Rogie. I'm joined in the commentary box by Jerry and Caoimhín. Caoimhín, welcome to Mayo GAA TV.
Thank you very much for having me.
Notice any changes there on the Lahardane team?
No, there's nothing at all. You know, there was, I said to Liam there, the only point of concern is Lahardane number 10, Aaron Murphy, does have a strap on his left hamstring. But hopefully Lahardane have a great physio in Katie Merrick down there and in Dr. Paul Nolan, so hopefully everything's bandaged up and ready to go.
And Jerry, welcome back, and Bal have a couple of changes.
We have two changes, Tommy. Kilmaine is in for Colin Connor, and Aidan Commons, number 19, is in for Colin Murphy.
As Bal try to get the attack underway, the ball makes its way into the corner forward, but Lahardane managed to turn the ball over and they break at pace coming up the left hand side. Number 8, Tony Deaver. Lahardane, who are unbeaten in their group in the championship so far and had a good win in their quarter final. It's going to make for an interesting game. As we said already in the previous game, the breeze is very strong still here at Elverys MacHale Park. It'll have a big factor on the game as it did in the previous one. Lahardane are playing a hand pass game to try and negate the wind factor, trying to work their angles, try to get closer to goal, try and get close scores, and that's a good break. Broke the tackle well by Chris Rowland, but the Bal turned the ball over and Conor Brennan feeds the ball out to Gary Naughton, to Shane Conway, sorry, and they're on the attack on the far side with Jared Holian, held up there by Adrian Leonard of Lahardane. Patient build up now by Bal, as is their way. They play counter-attack style football, and that's a good ball into the corner, but again Keith Loftus Gary MacHale couldn't keep the ball in play. Cagey opening from both sides so far, Jer.
Very cagey. Lahardane were holding on to possession there well, but turned over the ball. But the problem with the wind, of course, is that it's very hard to get the ball to stick in the full forward line.
Short kick out there from Joe Mulhern, and Lahardane built from the back. Ball in hand with Matthew Queenan. Queenan gets away from one challenge, gets away, pulled down there, so it's advantage play, but the referee has blown his whistle, so it's a free for Lahardane. Matthew Queenan gets the free, releases the ball, and Lahardane trying to work into the corner. Ball recycled out here to James Maughan, right footed, just to the left and wide, so the first shot in anger here at Elverys MacHale Park is a snapshot by James Maughan. And Lahardane managed by Mayo player and ex-manager John Maughan, and in the opposing dugout is ex-Mayo player Pat Fallon from the 96 and 97 Mayo team, so both well accustomed to each other, Jerry.
Oh yes, they know one another very, very well, and know one another style of play and style of setup for the teams as well. They'll be familiar, very familiar with one another.
Lahardane on the attack, working into the corner, into the far side is Aaron Murphy. Brings the ball back outside. Murphy again, he has his midfield number 8, Tony Deaver, free if he wants to feed it into him, but they go back into the corner, trying to work the angle, get it into Adrian Leonard. Leonard is held up. They bring the ball all the way back out again, out to Deaver, who's free on the fringes of the Lahardane attack, and they switch the attack over to the far side here, into the hands of Chris Rowland, and the referee says he overcarried the ball, so the giveaway possession rather cheaply there. Their slow, patient build-up is their way.
That was, yeah. Certainly Lahardane looking to recycle possession there. It didn't work out, unfortunately, so for Chris Rowland, who of course plays soccer for Glenhess Rovers in the Mayo Super League and is missing a match today for this game.
Bal released the ball quickly, and as all on his own inside is number 25. One of the changes is Cian Mannion, but pass overhit that time. So they're releasing the ball very quickly, using the breeze to great effect, and Bal are setting up, or they're pushing up high, looking for the shorter pass, so it's a chipped pass out and the ball is broken, and Bal come away with possession, but it's spilled on the ground. Held well there by Aaron Murphy, and he looks carrying the ball into the challenge, and there's dragged down there is Paul Coleman. It's going to be a free, but there's a bit of concern here for Bal on the far side. They have a player down.
Aidan Commons, the ball just spilt there, and there was a bit of a contact, but I think he's okay. He's a tough little cookie.
Bal, who had 2 tough games against Achill, drew the first day and in bad conditions, and in the second game here at MacHale Park won 11-7, so it was a tight battle all the way, low scoring. But we have a message coming in on Twitter A shout out to the Noctons in Maynooth, tuning in to cheer on Lahardane and their nephew and cousin Gary Nocton, who's their captain. And Lahardane looking to get their first score here. Quick ball inside, given inside to Mark Noon. Mark Noon couldn't keep possession of the ball, but Ball get possession of the ball and they draw the foul. And it's, as we said earlier, it's a slow, cagey build-up by both teams. Both teams looking to build from the back and play slightly counter-attack. And Ball released the ball quick into Matthew Flanagan, but that time it hopped over his head and it's gratefully taken up by Conor Coleman. Coleman challenged there very hard by Cian Mannion, so it's going to be a free out for Lahardane, and they get the game back underway very quickly with Matthew Queenan in possession of the ball. Kicked out to Tony Deaver, who's seen a fair bit of possession in the early stages of this game. No score by either side so far in this Mayo Junior Championship Breaffy House Resort and Spa sponsored competition. Live for you on Mayo GAA TV. We've been following this particular championship very closely, and again it's a slow, patient build-up by Lahardane, looking to find the angle, find the player free who can take the score, work it closer to goal, try and take the wind factor out of the game. And it's again working the ball through the hand. 8, 9, 10 hand passes already in this move. Popped another one. Given inside here now is James Mahan. Finds his way to Paul Coleman, who has a go, but it's going to fall short in the breeze, and he's dropped it, and that's dangerous for Ball. Jason Barrett let the ball fall down through his hands, and could have been a goal there for Lahardane, but they recovered quickly.
Oh, we'll take that. I mean, Jason just dropped the ball, the forward was coming in, and he just couldn't make contact with it. Very lucky let off for Ball.
Coming away with the ball now is Jared Flanagan. Kicks the ball into his brother Matthew, who's an accomplished goalkeeper of some repute, as we know from the...
Yes, started in the Mayo Under 21 All-Ireland Under 21 victory as a goalkeeper, and now a full forward.
Ball get into the Lahardane danger zone. Coming inside here is Gary MacHale, trying to find Cian Mannion again, and it seems to be a tactic for Ball when they get it in, trying to hit a diagonal ball, and Lahardane are letting the ball play, and it's not working closely for Ball at the moment.
They are there, and it was great shadowing there by Barry Leonard, who of course was the Mayo Junior captain of the Mayo Junior side that got to the All-Ireland final 2 years ago.
Referee says the ball didn't travel the required distance, or it's going to be a hot ball just out on the large square of Lahardane. John Glavey is making sure everybody is the required steps away from play. Up it goes, and it's won well there by Lahardane, and they work it out to Tony Deaver, but the referee says no, there was a tug of the jersey. It's going to be a free for Ball in front of the posts. No, another hot ball.
Can't fathom out either the first or the second hot ball decision there now, to be quite honest.
Up it goes again. Coming away with the ball there for Lahardane is Philip O'Malley, but the ball is poorly kicked away, and it's even poor shot trying to find Matthew Flanagan inside, but Lahardane weather that particular attack, and they're running the ball well through the hand here. Finds it in the possession of Conor Coleman, and they come in field, and Lahardane build again from the back. They have runners 3 abreast, and Tony Deaver is making a late surge to try and support the run, but can't retain possession of the ball, but it's won well there by Mark Noon. Noon challenged by Val Rothneen, and eventually finds his way out to Aaron Murphy. Aaron Murphy feeds Adrian Leonard, who's fouled by a couple of Ball players, shall we say. So it's going to be a free for Ball, kicking in, as we said, for Lahardane, kicking into a very stiff breeze, but tight defending by Ball, not giving away an inch.
No, they're defending well, but I mean, I think John Mahan will be the happier of the two managers at the moment, because Lahardane are they have a nice system of play. They're holding the ball up well, and at this, we're 7 or 8 minutes into the game, Ball haven't really threatened the Lahardane goal as yet.
And that is another wide for Lahardane. That's their second wide of the game. There's no score in this game, and you'd have to say for all their possession, Lahardane aren't taking advantage of it, Queenie.
No, certainly not. And that was the first time we've seen Adrian Leonard in the game, and from the semi-final against Balla B, he scored 110, so he's certainly the main threat in the Lahardane attack, and hopefully he can get a score or two soon enough and make advantage of this of the play so far.
Lahardane on the attack again, gets it into James Mahan, but Ball surround him, but it's a free, so the referee said it's going to be a free. Another scoring opportunity for Lahardane, where 8-9 minutes into the first half, and we're yet to have a first score. At this stage in the previous game, Kilmaine had a goal in the first minute. I think we'd be happy with a point in the next minute.
I think so. Certainly from Lahardane perspective, the free taker has been switched from Adrian Leonard to his cousin Shane, and hopefully he can capitalise on this.
Into the breeze, and that's over the bar, and that for the first score of the game. Lahardane take the lead. Ball have had a couple of half chances but haven't created much, and another kick out seems to be going astray, and Lahardane win that ball. A little touch inside, but it's going to be a Ball sideline ball. Gerard Flanagan looking to get the ball off Tony Deaver. Tight sideline here at MacHale Park on the stand side. The referee said he stepped onto the pitch, but as we said, it is a bit tight in certain spots, so it's going to be a Lahardane ball. The breeze, as we said, is very, very strong where we are up in the stand, but on pitch level, speaking to a few of the Kilmaine players during the game, it was very hard to direct the ball in any way, shape or form. So we're going to have the hot ball for the encroachment onto the pitch from the sideline kick. Knocked down. Lahardane come away with the ball. Adrian Leonard loses possession though, and it's won back well for Ball by Gary MacHale. Draws the foul, takes the free quickly, gives it to Shane Conway. Conway, right footed, delivers into the corner towards Matthew Flanagan. Tries to win his own break but can't do so, and the great doubled up there by Barry Leonard comes away with the ball, feeds it to his other cornerback Philip O'Malley. O'Malley now. Coleman have a runner in the centre. He has Matthew Queenan for company, but they opt to go long in towards the corner forward, but can't gather it into his hand, and it falls to Val Rothneen. Rothneen finds free all on his own as Gary MacHale. MacHale challenged there by Conor Brennan. Matthew Flanagan going in for, but it's going to be a free for Lahardane, touched on the ground by Matthew Flanagan, but you'd have to say that the conditions are making it difficult for possession of the football, and the players are certainly feeling the effects of that breeze. Lahardane on the attack, fed into Adrian Leonard. Leonard now pops it outside, rise the tackle. Tony Deaver may able to move the ball out to the far side to Aaron Murphy, who swings his right foot at that, and that's a fantastic score for Lahardane from the free. It worked well out to the far side, and Aaron Murphy swung his right boot.
Yeah, Aaron Murphy is just fresh from winning a County Minor Championship Division 4 with the Ardmoy MacHale's club, which was the amalgamated club of Ardon, McGowan and Lahardane. He captained that side that day, an excellent footballer, only 18 years of age, and what a score.
2 points Lahardane, no score Ball. Ball trying to engineer something here with Matthew Flanagan, trying to get away from his marker, but it's shadowed well. Good parry in there. Flanagan gets a hand pass off. Ball recycled the ball into the midfield, gives it into Shane Conway. Conway back out to Gary MacHale. MacHale looking to options inside. There's only one man for Ball in the large square, but inside on his own is Shane Conway. Tries to take a score, and that's a foul, the referee says, by Gary Naughton, the captain for Lahardane, as he was about to pull the trigger, dove in, tried to block it. The referee interpreted that, I think, that he caught his boot and not the ball, so it's going to be a free in a scoreable position for Ball. Ball yet to get any kind of momentum going in this game, and it's a good opportunity for Ball, and Matthew Flanagan is going to have a go.
Yeah, it's a pretty jittery start from Ball. A lot of ball being turned over and a lot of wrong options being taken. So we need to get a score on the board now, and hopefully Matthew Flanagan will pop this one over and just settle the team at this stage.
Matthew Flanagan lining this one up. He'll have the breeze to aid his kick. About 25 metres out. And that's over the bar for Matthew Flanagan for Ball's first score of the game. 2 points for Lahardane, 1 point for Ball. 12 minutes gone in the first half here at Elverys MacHale Park in the Breaffy House Resort and Spa Junior Football Championship semi-final. Live for you on Mayo GAA TV. Wherever you're watching around the world, do get in contact with us as the game gets restarted by Joe Mulherney. Goes short, and Lahardane, as they have done as we said in the opening moments of this game, are patient and confident in their build-up, running the ball, trying to, as we said, engineer a move, and to counter that, Ball have pulled 12 men behind the ball, and that's a hard challenge by Val Rothneen on Kieran Kilkenny, on Chris Rowland, and Rowland certainly felt the effects of that. It was slightly high from Balrothneen, but I don't think there was any malice on it, and we just go Liam.
Yeah, Ahmore 5 points, Kiltane 1-2 after 13 minutes is all we have. I don't think we've anything from Claremorris yet. Claremorris Ballintober a big game, so it's 13 minutes, Kiltane 1-2, Ahmore 5 points.
Everybody's well and safe. The game can get back underway. Balla will restart the game with the free by Conor Walsh, who switches the play over to the far side in front of the empty media tower. There's a few Hardy Bucks over there. It's a wide open space. It's a bit cold over there on the far side. Them lads are hard, and I wouldn't like to call which part of the parish they're from, but I'm sure they're here lending their support to both teams. It's a free for Ball in the middle of the field. Ball in hand now with Conor Walsh. Walsh gives it over to Kieran Kilkenny. Kilkenny back to Walsh. Low in towards Flanagan, out in front, wins it well. He has runners coming for him. The cornerback Owen Early finds himself all the way up, but Matthew Flanagan with the boot on the outside tries to use the breeze that time, but couldn't get enough purchase on the kick. So that's another wide for Ball, who have started to make a little bit of inroad into this Lahardane defence. It's 2 points to 1 to Lahardane, and low scoring at the moment, but as we said, the conditions aren't lending to high scoring, and that's a poor kick out by Joe Mulhern. He's put his team in bother. Barry Duffy trying to get through, but he's tackled well by Matthew Queenan, and Lahardane come away with the ball. Great defending from Lahardane after a poor kick out by Joe Mulhern, and Lahardane are breaking up the field with Adrian Leonard. Bring it into Deaver. Deaver has time to have a look and see what options he has. He's looking for runners inside. Brings it out to James Mahan. Mahan looking again, see if he has options, but he's held up well there by Gerard Flanagan. They changed the point of attack to the free man out here on the left hand side in front of them stand here at MacHale Park. Aaron Murphy over to Deaver. Deaver with his right boot is having a go into the breeze, and that's a great score from Tony Deaver. Patient build up by Lahardane, as they have done all game, and a great score kicking into the breeze.
That's an excellent score from Tony Deaver. He's commuting here today from Edinburgh, where he's doing a Masters, so he's only flown in this weekend especially for this match, and thank God we have him.
Yeah, Tony Dever actually is dictating the pace around the middle of the field at the moment, big time, and that was a fantastic finish against the breeze.
Ball trying to get a bit of movement, trying to get a bit of momentum. Held well there by the Lahardane wall. Flanagan on his left foot looking for support, gets it outside. There's players free this side if he can find them. It's Barry Duffy is on his own, but it's MacHale. That's Kieran Kilkenny. Had such played two great games against Achill, and it's MacHale with the right foot trying to go like similar angle to Flanagan as option, but he's not getting the wind right and trying to engineer something. Maybe they're just trying to force it too much, but Ball are creating chances but just not taking them at the moment. The short kick out again by Joe Mulhern. Lahardane bringing the ball up the field. Gary Naughton, the captain, now free. Deaver again is on his own. He slips as he tries to put the brakes on, but keeps possession of the ball and pops it out there to Shane Loftus. And the Lahardane again keeping possession well. Mark Noon brings it back to Deaver, and they have Aaron Murphy, who has Chris Rowland free here, gives it back. Great exchange of play. Murphy snapshot right foot off the post, and Ball are happy to get that ball, and Balrothneen is finding himself very deep in the first half. Very accomplished player in the forwards, but he's finding himself playing a lot deeper, playing more of a wing back in this first half as Lahardane. Good pressure by Lahardane here on Barry Duffy, forcing the ball to go across the pitch, but that's a loose pass across their own goal. Two Ball players attempt to win it, but it's Shane Loftus who gets his foot to it, and it's a wide ball, so it's going to be a kick out for Ball, but Ball playing very dangerously across their own full back line.
Major let off there for us, and Lahardane are dictating the pace of the game at the moment, and we're panicking a little bit at the moment now, but Lahardane are taking the game to us. Even though they're playing against a strong wind, they're taking the game to us. They're being very methodical in their approach, and we're at 6 and 7 at the moment.
Another scoring opportunity there for Lahardane, goes wide right of the post, and Lahardane are starting to dictate the middle of the field, dictate the play. Their slow build up is causing problems for Ball. And Balla on the attack into the corner, feeds it into Kilmaine, finds Matthew Flanagan. If he turns, he has support. He comes inside onto his right foot, over the bar. Great score for Ball. Worked well up the field, but Lahardane have defended in numbers. That time they left the back as exposed.
Yeah, they were very much so exposed, and it's going to be a very interesting battle there between Conor Coleman, the Lahardane full back, and Matthew Flanagan. It's already heating up very well, and Conor had a great game in the semi-final against Balla.
2 points to 3. Lahardane lead. The referee says it's ball was in motion as he went to kick it, so it's going to be another hot ball. Look, that's the second or third occasion now that the Lahardane kick-out has gone according to plan. They are going the short route, trying to stop the wind from becoming a factor on the high kickouts. John Munn prowling the sideline as is his style, with a more reserved Pat Fallon down here in front of us for Ball. So it's going to be a hot ball. Coming out, breaking out there, great challenge, well taken, and there's a kick out there, but the referee says, John Glavey says, play on. Brings it up 10 yards, and Lahardane look to build again from the back. Chris Rowland, Tony Deaver, Balla again having to funnel back and try and defend. Line of 5 players across the middle for Ball, but Lahardane get the shot off, and it's crossed the far side and it's just wide. But again, Lahardane show the danger. They just need an opportunity to work the angle, and they're going to get scores. Ball defending in numbers.
Yeah, Lahardane has said I'm very impressed with their approach play at the moment, and just going back to the point Matthew Flanagan scored there, a wonderful diagonal ball from young Kilmaine, who has been brought into the team in the last at the last minute, but it was a brilliant ball across to Flanagan.
Ball attack breaks down from a loose pass, and again Lahardane come away with the ball. Paul Coleman in possession, gives it to Matthew Queenan, and Lahardane again with their patient build-up are looking to create the angle, but this time Ball get their defensive right, but the referee says it's a foul, and they tug on the jersey, so it'll be a free for Lahardane.
Ahamore 7 points, Kiltane 1-2. Ahamore playing with a very strong breeze is what we're hearing from there. And hello to Liam Maguire watching and all the Maguires watching in Liverpool, particularly watching Matthew McQueenan and the Lahardane players.
A free for Lahardane for Adrian Leonard. No, it's going to pass it over to Matthew Queenan, who has a fair bit of belt in the boot. He's going to have a go off the ground, kicking into the breeze. Lahardane 3 points, Ball 2. Low scoring first half, but both teams taking nothing for granted. Queenan slices that ball, it goes high over to the far side, and out trying to come away with it is Conor Brennan. Does well, gives it into Gerald Flanagan, and Balla on the attack. But Lahardane have 5 players back against the 2 forwards of Balla, and those numbers just won't work for Balla in that particular attack, and Lahardane can build again. And it's patient play, patient looking after the ball, and that's the way John Maughan has them drilled, being careful with possession. If you have the ball and the other team don't, they can't score.
That's exactly it, and it's the way Lahardane keeping possession has been excellent so far, and the ball in there to Mark Noon, who's going to be a very important player hopefully for Lahardane today, with the wide expansive pitch in MacHale Park. He's an incredibly pacey operator.
It's a sideline ball for Ball. Cian Kilkenny doing very well there. Early ball given in, can't quite gather it in. Possession by Barry Duffy, couldn't keep hold of the ball, but it's a referee gives it an advantage there. Matthew Quillen feeds Barry Leonard, and Lahardane again building up. Aaron Murphy, ball in, exchanges passes. Murphy breaks 2 tackles, breaks 3, right-footed over the bar. That's Murphy's second score of the game. Fantastic effort, a little give and go, kept his run going. 4 points Lahardane, 2 points Ball.
Yeah, that minor title will certainly give Aaron an awful lot of confidence. I haven't seen him bounce through defence like that, and he's been already part of this Lahardane team for about the start of this year, and unfortunately it looks like he's down injured now at the moment, and he was carrying injury coming into the game. Hopefully it's nothing too bad, and Katie Murray can fix it.
Ball need to get to grips with these possession of Lahardane. They're not what do they need to do to stop them building up?
Well, I think they need to put more pressure on. They need to press forward more, because they're allowing Lahardane to build up slowly and to come at them. And certainly from what I've seen of the Lahardane forwards at the moment, they haven't missed many chances, they haven't kicked many wides, and they've taken a few great scores.
Matthew Flanagan comes out to the middle of the field and breaks the ball for his brother, and Balla on the attack with Gary MacHale, and that's a great score. Matthew Flanagan came all the way out from his full forward position. His brother broke forward, fed it inside, and a good score for Gary MacHale. 3 points to 4. There's only a point in the game at this point in time, so it's going to be a long road ahead. Adrian Leonard in possession of the ball in midfield, and it's spilled there by the aforementioned Murphy, who got a good score a moment ago. It's going to drop short from Gary MacHale, who is possibly feeling a bit felt he had more lead in the boot that time, but unfortunately dropped short. So possession coughed up yet again, and Lahardane can build from the back in the left corner back position is Keith Loftus, the left corner forward. So Lahardane are, as we said, pull men back and break and run and support, and Chris Rowland again, who's seen plenty of possession in the first half of this game, has really made a driving runs forward, and Lahardane Deaver now switches the play over to the far side, carried well by Paul Coleman. Dummy well there by Shane Loftus, and he's going for it with his left foot, but it's gone to the left and wide.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Great build-up play there by Lahardane, very patient, and excellent dummy there by Shane Loftus.
So Claremorris won 4, Ballintubber 7 points.
Long kick out, spilled by Rowland, but great taken by Kieran Kilkenny. Kilkenny breaks on the front, the diagonal pass is on, and he's hit a great ball. Can't keep it in. That was a good idea. Cian Mannion, it's the style of Ball's play, has been that breaking on either wing and hitting a diagonal ball looking for the man, but 4 occasions that it's happened, it hasn't come off.
No, I mean, Kieran Kilkenny broke forward there, and it was a beautiful diagonal ball, but unfortunately, again, with the aid of the strong wind, it just went over Cian Mannion's head.
Lahardane Deaver with the ball. Always a runner with the player in possession for Lahardane at the moment. Chris Rowland that time Paul Coleman coming away with the ball, and Lahardane on the attack again, and it's Adrian Leonard feeds it inside to James Maughan. High ball delivered in. There's 2 players inside. The goalkeeper read the situation well, and Jason Barrett, who dropped one early in the game here, was recovered well and got his confidence back, and the ball eventually finds its way out to Aidan Commons, which gave a very loose pass inside and worked hard, James Maughan, to win possession back for his team, and Lahardane are on the attack again. Ball for Chris Rowland. Ball again, looking for a man, finds it. Simple pass to Adrian Leonard, kick pass into the corner in towards Shane Loftus. Loftus on the loop, coming out. No challenge from Ball. Ball are not getting close to their players at all. They're allowing Lahardane to build, and the ball is switched play sides again. This time it's Chris Rowland in possession. He decides to have a go with his right foot, and that's gone to the right and wide.
There's a very surreal atmosphere around here at the moment, because Lahardane are just playing along and playing the ball over and back, and Ball just don't seem to be getting tackles in. I see Colin Murphy has come in now, and
yeah, substitution on the Ball team. Number 10 is coming on. It's Colin Murphy, and being called ashore is Aidan Commons, which was a change at the start. Message from Declan McDonald going to see Lahardane teammates going well. At Paul Coleman 84, and that's Shane Loftus all the way from Norway, Stord Norge. I think that's what it stands for, unless my Norwegian isn't any good. 3 points to 4, Ball 1 point down, so the game starts off again, and we're back underway. Flanagan exchange hand pass there with Owen Early looking for options. That's held up. Lahardane get their wall in back of defenders. That's Val Rothning now couldn't give it off, but he gets his own back from Deaver. Rothning left footed, short into the grateful hands of Joe Mulhern. Mulhern out to Coleman up the line to Chris Rowland, who's seen plenty of possession of the ball in this first half, into Tony Deaver, who's been one of the stars of the first half for Lahardane. The midfield of Lahardane, you'd have to say, is on top at the moment. It's good shake, shrugged off the challenge. Well, Paul Coleman. Lahardane again, patient, slow build up. Across the field into Aaron Murphy. You can hear the crowd telling the Ball players to push up. They're standing very, very deep. Oh, at least 7 players across the 45, allowing Lahardane possession of the ball, and the tactic from Ball seems to be we'll engage them when they cross, but they're allowing Lahardane to build ahead of steam with the player in possession, and it's not going according to plan. But that time, good challenge by Flanagan, and Ball eventually come away with the ball, and it's Conor Brennan, but he coughs up possession to Chris Rowland, and that's going to be a free for Ball, a tug of the jersey. But you can hear the crowd getting a bit impatient, Jerry, with the Ball players.
Yeah, because we turned over a ball there, and we just couldn't hold on to possession, and all of a sudden Lahardane had the ball moving forward. One of their players brought down, and now there's a kickable free.
John Mahan will be happy with the first half so far.
Yeah, it's an incredible approach play from Lahardane. They look to keep the ball around the midfield area, hand passing it around, and then getting the strong runners, the likes of James Mahan, onto the ball, out from the full forward line to break through, and now Lahardane have a chance to capitalise on it.
Adrian Leonard, right-footed, kicks it over the bar. Great score into the breeze. It's 5 points Lahardane, 3 points Ball. 31 minutes played in MacHale Park. Game quickly restarted by Jason Barrett. Ball trying to get a bit of urgency to their play with Gerard Holian on the far side in front of the media tower into Gerard Flanagan. Comes in field. 1 Ball player in the full forward line at the moment, and when you have 8 players in the ahead of you, you're going to find it very difficult to find a man. But in possession of the ball is Barry Duffy, looking for help. Kieran Kilkenny went inside him when he wanted him probably to go outside him. Conor Walsh says that's enough, and he feeds it inside to Colin Murphy. Back to Shane Conway, who's going diagonally, ball into the large square. It's a touch, it's off the post, and it's couldn't get a connection there. The ball hit the post, the goalkeeper didn't come, and it was dropped down in front, and I think it was Colin Murphy who tried to swing his right boot at it, but he couldn't make a connection. A goal opportunity there for Ball.
Oh, a great goal opportunity, but the ball came in and got a touch. It seemed to come back off the post, and nobody was coming in quick enough to finish it.
The Lahardane goal remains intact, and John Glavy says that's enough in the first half. 3 points to Ball, 5 points to Lahardane.
Thanks very much, Tom.
But they definitely need to change their approach.
Yeah, they're back out on the field. I'd say stern words ringing in their ears, I'd say.
I imagine so, yeah. Declan Sweeney is coming out here at number 29. So
Declan is on, right?
Declan is on, yeah, former colleague and former Mayo star. He's going to be deployed as a target man inside.
So Matthew Flanagan will stay out the field again, will he? Because he came out there during the first half.
Well, Matthew's going to have to take a more attacking role in the second. He's going to have to stay closer to the goals, I think, if they're going to get back into this.
Twin towers inside then, maybe Flanagan and Sweeney.
It certainly looks it from here. We'll see how it pans out, but I wouldn't be putting a lot of store in that kind of a game plan with that wind that's out there. It's very hard to judge it, very hard to kick a good ball.
Was that maybe something they could have tried in the first half, perhaps?
Absolutely. It's probably I'm not sure if Declan has a full game in him, but so they're probably thinking better to be bringing him on than taking him off. But certainly first half that would have been a smarter tactic.
Okay, well, no sign of Lahardane yet. I see Pat Fallon out there walking around among his troops out there on the field. They're trying to keep warm, trying to keep active as we wait for Lahardane MacHale's to come back out. I see Tommy Jordan alongside there, All-Ireland manager with Crossmline back in 2001. We might get his views. In fact, Tom, come over here for a second to us. Tom Jordan, former Sligo manager as well too, of course. Neighbouring club of your own, going well there, Tom. We just face this way to the camera.
Yeah.
Your neighbouring club of your own, going well there, Tom.
Yeah, they're looking good, and they'll be playing with the breeze in the second half now. So you sort of fancy them at this stage. Hope if the players they seem to be in control in the first half, so you'd be expecting them to keep that with John Mahan in charge for the second half. Yeah.
Playing nice football.
Yeah. I see them play Ballina there a couple of weeks ago in the quarter final, and atrocious conditions in Crossmline, and both teams shoved up great football, lovely game of football. And no, I like to look at them that day, and they're doing the same today.
Okay, Tom, thank you very much. Tom Jordan, Crossmline manager, All-Ireland club champions, of course, back in 2001. It looks like Lahardane, but the reason football is played is to find winners, not to predict winners. So back to Tom Kearney and Jerry Costello and Cleveland Rowland for the second half. Thank you.
Thank you, Liam. As Lahardane make their way out, the breeze is definitely picked up a notch in this second half. 2-point game. John Glavy is out in the middle, John, from Ahamore, and we have the substitution on the Lahardane team.
Yeah,
notice there, Caoimhín?
Yeah, it looks like Cormac Riley has come in for Keith Loftus. That's a very positive change for Lahardane, showing that they're going to need a goal scoring threat. He's of course scored a goal in the semi-final for Lahardane against Balla.
Game back underway here at Elverys MacHale Park in the Breaffy House Resort and Spa sponsored Junior Football Championship semi-final. Live for you on Mayo GAA TV. Matthew Flanagan has come out looking for ball, takes a hard challenge there, but he's stayed down. Gary MacHale in possession of the ball, tries a diagonal ball inside to the aforementioned sub, but he's up on his feet, Flanagan, and he seems okay. What will Pat Fallon have said to Ball at half time?
Well, I'd say he definitely would have told them to put pressure on this Lahardane team, because Lahardane, they were under no pressure whatsoever in the first half. We've brought, as I said, Declan Sweeney has come in for Barry Duffy. Barry suffered a hand injury towards the end of the first half, but Pat will have to obviously told them to press on now, because we've not to lose at this stage, but we have to put pressure on and we have to get them in forward to try and get scores on the board.
Mark taken there for Ball, and they've worked the ball into Matthew Flanagan, who, as we said, needs to get to the forward in this game for Ball. One of the major scoring threats. Rockney on the ball, shifts it off to Conor Walsh, who delivers a low ball to the aforementioned Sweeney, but can't get possession of the ball, but is working hard there, and it's seems to be a bit of a scrum on the 45, but coming away with it is Conor Walsh. Shifts it out to the far side to Matthew Flanagan. Back into midfield into Kieran Kilkenny. Kilkenny was thought about a pass, but smartly Pat offloaded it, and Flanagan takes possession in front of the stand here at MacHale Park. Good ball inside on the full. Run kept going by Gerard Flanagan. Cuts in on his left hand side. He went for goal, but it's dragged across the front of the goal and wide. It's an early intention from Ball from this half. They're going to try and run at this Lahardane defence, and Lahardane have not yet got out of their own half. So 3 points Ball, 5 points Lahardane. Couple of minutes played now in the second half, but kick out again, slightly going astray, and Tony Deaver can't keep hold of it. It's into the hands of a grateful Shane Conway. Conway offloads it to Flanagan, and he's held up, but there's another runner coming in the shame of Gerard Holian. Deaver trying to chase him down, but he's still going, and there was a long run, and it's inside. No, free in. But you'd have to say Shane Loftus got all the way back and took the one for the team, I think is what you'd call it.
Yeah, definitely. But with the likes of Matthew Flanagan coming up to take the score, it's going to be a certain point for Ball, I'd imagine.
Two early attacks from Ball, signalling their intent from the off.
Yeah, that was a great run forward by Ger Holan. Like Ger and Kieran Kilkenny, the two wing backs, they have great pace. Like, and if they need to be running now at the Lahardane defence.
Matthew Flanagan off the ground into the breeze, taps it over. The first score of the half goes to Ball. It's a 1 point game now. John Maughan would have had very positive words for his Lahardane team at half time. He'd be hoping for a repeat performance. They've played very well into the breeze, and that's a good kick out, good possession there for Chris Rowland. Gives it to Barry Leonard. Lahardane still using the hand pass to great effect. Gives it to Aaron Murphy. Lays it off into the high ball for Dever. I think that's well kept in, but very left slips. Good challenge in there by Owen Early. But Lahardane still have possession of the ball, but Paul Murphy couldn't get it into his hand, so it's going to be a sideline ball for Lahardane, and you'd have to say that Keith Loftus did very well to keep it in the first place and managed to work a sideline ball. Shane Loftus, ball in hand with it in front of the stand, in front of the crowd here at Elverys MacHale Park. He might try and use the breeze on this one, and that's what he's done. It's a high into the square. Kept in play. No, looked like it was just about kept in, but the umpire was right on the spot, right on the money, and said no. But an early opportunity, Lahardane trying to use the breeze, trying to use the high ball. Barrett goes long, but it breaks for Lahardane, and that's a Keith Loftus seemed to slip, or was it a trip? Val Rothning took a hit. Matthew Flanagan has taken a hit off the ball, but Ballard's still going. It's in the hands of Conor Walsh. He's worked into the side, tackled hard there by Barry Leonard, so it's going to be a free for Ball. The ball from 4 passes from up the field, from the kick outlet all the way up, and another free in a scoreable position.
A very good start to the second half from Ball. They're doing what they do best. They're running at the defence. Guys like Conor Welsh now getting in there. When Conor gets the head down, and he won the free there, and this should be an easy one for Matthew to put over the bar.
The concern for Lahardane would be that 3 attacks that Ball have had, if this goes over, it'll be 2 scores from 3.
Yeah, very poor discipline and tackling there from Lahardane. Not able to cope with Ball's running play going through, whereas Ball didn't really start with that in the first half at all. So it's a different game in the second half already.
It's level, 5 points apiece. Ball, Lahardane, kick out won by Matthew Flanagan for Ball. It's not going at all for Ball, and Flanagan is still going. He's striding through. He's inside the 21, right-footed, and that's gone across the goal and wide. That's 2 goal chances for Ball in the opening stages of this second half, and neither have hit the back of the net.
It's all Ball at the moment. They're attacking in waves, and certainly I think Matthew should have taken the easy option there and popped it over the bar, because scores on the board is what we need at this point in time.
Kick out won by Ball. Out in the middle there is James Maughan, nephew of manager John. Shrugs off the challenge of Gerard Holy and delivers a high ball into the full forward line, but it's gone to the right and wide. So you can see early the tactic that Lahardane are going to employ in this half is win possession and deliver it in long.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they've kind of seemed to have ditched the style of play they had in the first half, even though it is to suit the conditions. Carrying the ball is their forte, and they were much stronger in the first half when they were doing that.
Ball spilled there. Kieran Kilkenny get possession of the ball and looks to get Ball going again inside to Flanagan. Had a good game in the first half. Pops it out to his brother. Holds it up looking for runner, but well challenged there by Chris Rowland, trying to turn over the ball with Matthew Queenan. Ball keep possession. Kieran Kilkenny can't gather it in, and good turnover there by Shane Loftus, coming back to help his defence from his corner forward position. Delivers a good ball into Adrian Leonard, goes one way then the other, coming into his right foot, and that's over the bar. A great score for Lahardane from Adrian Leonard.
And that's about time, really. That'll settle the nerves for the second half. Lahardane came out with jitters, and it's very important to get that man Adrian Leonard on the ball when he can do things like that.
The kick out for Ball is broke, but it's safely in the hands of Gerard Holian. Liam.
Hey Tom, just to tell you, Armore 10 points, Kiltane 1-5. Brendan Harrison has been red carded for Armore.
Ball on the attack, cuts inside is Shane Conway. He's going to have a go with his right foot, but it's to the left and wide. We have a much more free-flowing game in this second half than the slow, patient build-up of both teams in the first, and both teams know that it's do or die and winner take all.
Yeah, even the crowd have come to life here. The crowd were very subdued in the first half, basically because of the nature of the game, but certainly there's an atmosphere here now. Both teams are up for it, and the crowd have got behind their teams.
Message from Imelda Coyne watching in Leighton, London. Come on Lahardane is her message, and Lahardane are looking to go on the attack, but that ball is hit in, and there was a shoulder in the back by Gerard Holian. It didn't need to do that, as the ball was going to go long and wide, and Adrian Leonard and I think it's Ben Frayne maybe just getting to know each other slightly better, so it's going to be a free for Lahardane on the 13-metre line, and this could give them a little more breathing space, give them back their 2-point lead, as Ball have made all the running in this half. And that's tapped over, and it's going to be Lahardane 7, Ball 5, and they've weathered the early storm from Ball.
They have, and speaking of storms, it's getting even windier here, and that's going to affect the conditions there, and it's going to suit Lahardane even more. The likes of Adrian Leonard will be able to take long-range shots for Lahardane and hopefully put a few more scores on the board.
Kept well in play there by Gerard Flanagan, and Ball looked to build from the back, lose possession. Owen Early couldn't keep the ball, surrounded by the Lahardane defenders, and out in the middle of the field is James Maughan, who seems to have come out to the middle of the field to help the Lahardane midfield. and Shane Loftus also finds himself back helping out, so it seems Lahardane are going to play a running chase game, and here comes Matthew Queenan at the moment with the two full forward line players out in the middle of the field. There's nobody inside to play the ball to. He's down on the ground holding his face at the moment, but the game continues, and Barry Leonard switches the play over to the far side. He gives it to Paul Coleman now. That's a fantastic score from there. Well taken. Lahardane have a player down. It's Matthew Queenan. He's down from the earlier challenge of the ball. John Glavey from the referee holds it up. So it's going to be a 3-point game now. Lahardane 8, Ball 5. It was a great score from Tony Dever, the midfielder, who had a big influence in the first half. It was a bit quiet in these opening 10 minutes of the second half, and Ball pull away for a 3-point lead.
Yeah, of course, and Tony is a player of very high calibre, playing former Sigerson football player with Carlow IT, so he's well able to take a score like that, and he's an incredibly important player for Lahardane in the game so far.
Positive start by both teams, but Ball find themselves 3 points down. They're going to have to raise another level and raise another gear.
Yeah, 3 points in those conditions, it's a big score. Those last 2 points from Lahardane have really settled them in again, and certainly young Dever there for Lahardane is having a blinder in the middle of the field.
Matthew Queenan thankfully is up on his feet, has a quick blast of water. John Glavey comes over to have a chat with him, probably to explain that he let the advantage of rule go, and as we said, got a score from it from Tony Dever, so Ball go short on their kick out, and Ben Frayne switches the play to Conor Walsh to Flanagan. Out on this side in front of the stand is Owen Early, breaks the tackle. Ball again building patiently, similar to Lahardane in the first half, using the hand pass to great effect. Shane Conway trying to get away from Shane Loftus, but he's fouled. Takes the quick kick quickly to Kieran Kilkenny again looking to switch the play, nearly takes the referee's head off on that occasion, but John ducked out of the way quickly. Matthew Flanagan getting a bit WWE over there with Barry Leonard. Lahardane not hanging around. Ball finds its way out to Paul Coleman. Lahardane again back to patiently building up. James Mahan now, as we said, seems to be playing out around the middle of the field. Hits another high ball in, going for the score, but that's gone horribly wide. In these conditions you have to try and make the most of your possessions, so it's going to be a restart for Ball in the hands of Conor Brennan, and Ball build from the back again. Tony Dever feeds the ball inside to Val Rothneen tries to find an option with Colin Murphy inside to Ben Frayne, and Ball build again, hit a ball around the corner into Declan Sweeney. He can't quite get possession, and that's well defended by Conor Coleman. The referee said it was a foul. Coleman's down, slight injury. Good defending there from Conor Coleman. Yeah,
he's paying the price for it now. He's rolling around. He looks like he's in a great deal of pain. Hopefully it's nothing too serious though, because he's an incredibly important player for Lahardane in the full back line. He's keeping things in check, and has been a phenomenal performer all year as well.
Declan Sweeney, formerly of Knockmore Parish, playing for Ball these days, and he's playing very well.
Hamore 10 points, Kiltane 2-6, so 2 point lead for Kiltane. As we said, Brendan Harrison, the All-Star, sent off for Hamore.
Another injury for Lahardane, so a few players getting a knock there. There seems to be a change in the Ball team. Colm Connor is coming into the team. He's coming in for Cian Mannion, so the two substitutes that started the first half have both been reversed with their opposite numbers coming in. Bit of a tactical switch possibly.
Well, Colm has a great pace and a very good left foot if he hitting the target. So I think Pat is running the bench now. He needs to get a bit of freshness up front there. So Darrell Lyne is on the bench as well, and he might be another man to be possibly brought in, or even young Oisin Early.
Lahardane go all the way back to the Joe Mulhern, the goalkeeper, and looking to build slowly. Big challenge there from Colm Connor on Conor Coleman, but keep possession of the ball. Low ball inside to James Mahan, still being marked there by Conor Brennan. Can't get hold of him though. Maughan left-footed, and that's a great score from James Maughan. Opens up a 4-point lead for Lahardane in the second half. Ball 5 points, Lahardane 9, and a poor kick out by Jason Barrett. The Ball defence are trying to regather, and that's a cheap score to cough up for Ball. A poor kick out, pounced on immediately. A great score there by, I think it was Gary Naughton.
I'm not sure who it was. I think it is Cormac Riley was around there as well, as was Adrian Leonard, but it was incredible for Lahardane to capitalise on that. There was a goal on there, but unfortunately Tony Dever did slip after winning possession. But Lahardane seem to be really coming into the fore now. They've brought the big kickers, the likes of James Maughan, out from the full forward line. John has brought his nephew out from there, and he's big booting him as well to take a score from any angle.
5-point lead for Lahardane. Ball 5 points down. That's the biggest lead so far in the game. A yellow card there for, I think, Val Rotnine for the foul there. So Ball are going to have to try and find a bit of inspiration from somewhere to try and claw back this 5-point deficit. Lahardane give away possession. A little bit of a soccer touch, but couldn't get around the player. And it's Gary MacHale trying to stop the attack, but it finds its way to Cormac Riley. Left-footed high diagonal switch ball, and that's gone over the end line and wide. And Ball 5 points down. The goalkeeper looking to go quick again. They need to get primary possession of the football from their kickouts, and it's gone short again to Owen Early, and he's given away to Riley, and it's left-footed, and that's over the bar. Cormac Riley left-footed from a second poor kick-out from Jason Barrett. Riley, the substitute, number 17, pounced on the ball and left-footed slid it away very expertly. So Ben Frayne is having a conversation with John Glavey. I think he's going to get booked for dissent, but Ball giving up two cheap scores there.
The Ball kick out has come under extreme pressure, and that last kick out from Jason, just comedy of errors. And at this stage now, it's going to take a miracle to get a win for us.
Lahardane on the attack again, looking to capitalise on the goal and the point they've scored in quick succession, and that's another fantastic score from Adrian Leonard with his right foot. And Lahardane are really turning the screw on this Ball team. And Queeveen, you'd have to say that that Lahardane have come to life in the last few minutes and are playing extremely well.
Incredible football from Lahardane. It's champagne football. It's sensational stuff. Scores coming from every angle, from everywhere. Cormac Riley brought on there at half time. Incredible goal scoring threat. He scored in the semi-final, scored there again today. He's never going to miss a one-on-one opportunity like that. And great game so far for Lahardane. Hopefully they can bring it through.
Trying to find the inside forwards again, and it was a good store from Keith Loftus, but Joe Mulhern gets possession of the ball and feeds it out to Gerard Flanagan, and Ball are slowly building from their full back line into Shane Conway, and coming up from full back is Conor Brennan. And Ball are going to lose possession of the ball again, and it's pounced on by Adrian Leonard, and he feeds it inside, and there's two Lahardane men free here if he can switch the play at all, but he seemed to be fouled as he took the free. But John Glavey is setting up on your feet, and there was another scoring threat from Lahardane, and they seem to be able to get through. And another kick out is marginally taken. A great challenge by Conor Walsh. He was trying to get away, and there was a hefty challenge. John Glavey is coming over. He's going to say it's a free in. I'm not sure what for, because he didn't pull for the first challenge. Not entirely sure what happened, but he seems to have given a free.
Yeah, I can't understand that. Ball were coming away with the ball, and one of the Crossmolina lads went in to make a tackle, but the referee has pointed free for Crossmolina, or for Lahardane.
It's a very controversial thing. We don't like to be confused with Crossmolina people. But yeah, I'm surprised.
And you're not wearing the Crossmolina colours?
No, and we never will.
It's a yellow card for Shane Conway. Not entirely sure what happened there, but the referee is now going to bring it up for the dissent. Gerard Flanagan was trying to tell Shane Conway to go away from the incident, so it's been brought up. It's an easier scoreable free now for Shane Loftus. If he can get this over the bar, it'll be a 10-point game, which will make it which he puts wide. So Ball 5, Lahardane 1-11. The sun starting to come out a bit here in Elverys MacHale Park in the Breaffy House Resort and Spa Junior Football Championship semi-final, live on Mayo GAA TV. And Ball cough up possession yet again. Lahardane are working very hard and very smartly in possession of the football. Good work there from Gary Naughton, the captain, leading by example to Tony Dever. And the Dever in possession of the ball is they're making sure that they don't give it away easily. Shane Loftus is playing out around the middle of the field, and he's been to great effect, to calm and influence on this Lahardane team. And Tony Dever, who's played very well so far, gives a good ball inside to Paul Coleman. Coleman out to find a way, but given away by Barry Leonard. Couldn't retain possession of the ball, and Ball come away with it with Conor Walsh. Walsh to Flanagan. Flanagan inside to Colin Murphy. Murphy gives it into Gerard Holian. Holian now pops it out to Shane Conway. Went for the 1-2, and he was taken out of it as he was trying to cut inside. It's a free for Ball, and the referee's calling ashore James Maughan. It was a foul as he was about to step inside, but it's just a tick this time, so Matthew Flanagan has a chance to put Ball on the scoreline. They haven't scored for quite a while in the second half, and it would be some concern. The linesman on this side in front of the stand is signalling there's going to be a change on the Ball team. Being called ashore is what looks like Kieran Kilkenny. We're yet to see who number 27 Owen O'Neill is on for Ball, and that's wide from Matthew Flanagan. They can't afford to have wides at this stage in the game.
No, unfortunately, that was a poor kick from Matthew when we needed it most. We're on the rack at the moment, and it's going to take something very special in the next 5 minutes to give us any chance.
There's a player down for Lahardane in the field. The umpire is holding the linesman on this side. It has his flag up for whatever reason. He's just letting the referee know he's seen something off the ball. The Lahardane midfielder, I think it's captain Gary Naughton, made his way slow to the feet, and I think there was a strike right in front of the referee. The referee is calling him over. That could have a serious consequence. Now, there was an incident off the ball before that Naughton was on the ground. The linesman has called, the referee had notified him of that incident. Naughton got up, and right in front of the referee there was a strike from here that we could see. We'll see what John Glavey makes of it. It could be have a major impact on the game, even though there's a 9-point lead and it's a straight red card for the captain of Lahardane, Gary Naughton, and he's up. John Glavey goes over to Shane Conway. So Lahardane's captain has been sent off for striking. John Glavey is speaking to Shane Conway as well. From the information received by his linesman, it's a second yellow card for Shane Conway. Both teams now lose two key players in midfield, something that you wouldn't have seen coming because it hasn't been that type of game. So we didn't see the first incident, but Naughton ended up on the ground. When he got up, he went looking for retribution, and he took it out on Shane Conway. So both teams reduced to 14 men. Ball 5 points, Lahardane 111. Game gets back underway. Early ball released inside to Adrian Leonard, but there's only one player inside for Lahardane, and it's Keith Loftus, and he wins the free. Two Ball players converged on him, but deemed to have been fouled, so it's going to be a free 30 metres out from the Ball goal on the far side in front of the empty terrace. And you'd have to say that with 23 minutes gone in the second half here at Elverys MacHale Park, it's going to be the crowd have gone a bit quiet. The two sendings off seem to have taken the sting out of the crowd at the moment, so we'll see how the teams reassess. They're going to have to, it looks like Declan Sweeney has come into midfield for Ball, just looking to see who's going to take over from Naughton. And that's a great score there. That's a fantastic score. So it's 1-12 Lahardane, 5 points Ball.
Yeah, it looks like Paul Coleman has come in to take the midfield position for Lahardane. A very strong runner, and went out to field the ball up in the air. So hopefully that red card doesn't affect Lahardane in any way. Gary Octon's a very important player to lose. But,
and on the attackers, Ball 15, cutting inside is Gary MacHale. He's trying to make something happen for his team. Gives it into Declan Sweeney. Sweeney thought about the shot the first time, took it at the second attempt, and that is over the bar. So it's a score for Ball. 6 points Ball, 1-12 Lahardane, 9-point game. there's another substitution, looks like, for Lahardane. Number 18, Michael Coleman, looks to be getting ready for Lahardane, but that is a vital score for Balla at this point in time.
Well, anything now at this point in time, but with only 5 or 6 minutes left, it's very hard to see where we can get scores from.
Into the fray comes Michael Coleman, it looks like. Aaron Murphy has been called ashore by John Maughan and his management team to be replaced by number 18, Michael Coleman. Ball goes long, mark could have been taken, went through the hands, and thankfully there is Conor Walsh, who's released Matthew Flanagan, and Flanagan is being chased down by Adrian Leonard, the centre forward, and Flanagan is still ships it inside to Gary MacHale. Gary MacHale tried to get a shot off, but it was half blocked, and Barry Leonard comes away with the ball for Lahardane, and Balla just not getting any joy inside in that full forward line.
No, I must say I'm very impressed with the Lahardane full back line in particular. They're very, very tight.
And on the overlap for Lahardane is Keith Loftus on the far side. Lays it off to James Maughan. Maughan, basketball style, pulls the ball back to himself. Takes on one, takes on two. Keeping possession again of the ball, or Lahardane in these closing stages of this semi-final of the Junior County Championship. Awaiting the victors here is Kilmaine in a county final. Chris Rowland gives the possession poorly there to to Connor Cooper. You probably could do with Colin Cooper at this stage, I'd say, but Balla trying to engineer something with Declan Sweeney, and Gerard Flanagan takes a shoulder, but he gets a ball off and it's slipped in there, but it finds its way out to Colin Connor, being marshalled very well there by Chris Rowland, and Connor leaves it inside, and there's a chance here for Keith, swept inside, and a Matthew Flanagan right-footed, blocked on the line, blocked on the 13-yard line. A fantastic win. There's a ball player down on the centre forward position, but Lahardane are playing on. There's a counter attack on inside on his own is Cormac Riley. If they can get him the ball at all, there's a goal chance. There still might be. James Maughan finds Riley left footed, goal for Lahardane, and you'll have to say that has killed off this game. 6 points Ball, 2-12 for Lahardane. There's a melee on the 45, and Lahardane, this players being separated, not entirely sure what's happened. The referee is going to have to come back to it. He'll probably seek advice from his umpire, but a fantastic finish from Cormac Riley. That's his second goal as a substitute, and as you mentioned already, when he gets one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he just finishes it. He finished it very well, but the referee has come back to this melee, and you'd have to say that it hasn't, since the sending off, the game has got a little bit messy.
It has, yeah. And Lahardane players shouldn't even entertain themselves with that sort of thing. You know, going down the field, getting a goal like that, just remind them to look at the scoreboard and think that this game, just see it out now at this stage. There's no sense in picking up any further red cards, any bookings at all.
Players who receive a red card will be suspended for the final. That's going to be a big miss, particularly for Lahardane, and if they get there to face Kilmaine. Already lost Gary Naughton to a straight red, so he'll miss the final. John Glavey is coming over after speaking to his linesman. It's a yellow card for Matthew Flanagan. There was a large melee and he seems to have only dished one yellow card, so obviously he's got he's had all the information he's had, and it's going to game restarts with a ball kick out, chipped out here to Ben Frayne. Very little time left. It's whatever the referee is going to allow, and they're coming up the field. They're trying to do something with it, but Owen O'Neill gives it to Colm Connor. We have 2-3 minutes, whatever the referee allows, but Declan Sweeney got the ball, looked like it was off the ground, but the referee said no. Sliding in there for a slide tackle was Paul Coleman, so it'll be a sideline ball for Ball with Declan Sweeney. Chips it into Gerard Flanagan, and Balla not going quietly. Val Rottney trying to create something for Ball, coughs it up to Colin Cooper, but the referee had blown his whistle, so it's going to be a free. 6 points Ball, 2-12 Lahardane. A 12-point game, and inside is Flanagan, left-footed, goal for Ball. It's going to make it scoreline slightly more respectable, but with 6 points to try and cut back, you'd have to say at this stage it's going to be quite difficult.
It's only a matter of putting a respectable look on the scoreline at this stage, because I think we're in the 30th minute, and Lahardane have got their just rewards today.
Ballintubber 15 points, Claremorris 1 goal and 7.
Chris Rowland gets the ball at the second attempt, pops it to his Paul Coleman. Coleman inside to Matthew Queenan. Queenan gives it to Tony Deaver, whose leadership today has been one of the mainstays for Lahardane in this game today. You'd have to say that Lahardane have come out very strongly in the second half and are creating chances, and there's another one here. It's slipped inside to Michael Coleman. Coleman can't get the ball in his hand, and it's a good challenge by Balla. And there's another issue there with whatever happened. It looked like that the Ball cornerback went to pick up the ball, and whatever happened, it's a free out. The game restarts, and the two players are still, Ben Frayne and Cormac Riley, are still having a little bit of a off the ball niggle, but we play on here with Conor Walsh trying to get Ball going again to see if they can get another goal or a couple of scores to make the scoreline more respectable. And it's Owen O'Neill who feeds the ball out there. Jared Holian back into Jared Flanagan. Ball need to get the ball forward as fast as possible. If another goal, and you wouldn't know what had happened, it could make it a very interesting finish. And Conor Walsh is driving his team forward. Lahardane can't get near him at the moment. Held up now, Declan Sweeney, and there's another strike. It looked like there was tackling going on. Conor Walsh wasn't happy with the treatment he was receiving. It is the way, it's however the referee is going to interpret it. He's going to hop the ball. The free was already given. Conor Walsh wasn't happy. He shrugged off the challenges and gave away possession, and that's a serious misjudgment of temperament and another loose challenge. And the game seems to be descending into a little bit of chaos here. And Ben Frayne, I think, is being called over by the referee. It's the second or third time he's had to speak to them in the space of the last 5 minutes. And John Glavey isn't happening, and it's a second yellow card for Ben Frayne. He's now received a red card, and it seems to be going all wrong for Ball, and players are still getting involved off the ball. I think the frustration of their performance is getting to the better of them.
It's just very sad to see it now at this stage. It's been a by and large very sporting game, and I'd just like to see it finish that way now.
We're into whatever the referee deems is needed, and you'd have to say that Lahardane deserved their win, but Balla still trying to produce. They're playing 12 on 13 on 14 at the moment, and the cornerback Owen Early is trying to get his team going, and there's a rugby tackle there, so it's a free in, quickly taken by Gary MacHale inside to Mike Flanagan, and he's trying to shrug off one challenge. He gets away, gives it out to Ball. It's a free in. The referee said there was an advantage to be given, but he's brought it back as it didn't develop into anything. And Michael Flanagan is trying to get the ball, Matthew Flanagan, sorry, he's trying to get the ball as quick as he can to take a free. And there's a black card for the challenge for Lahardane. The black card change is going to be number 20, Jarlath Maughan, brother of James, yeah, another nephew of John. No nepotism down in Lahardane at all.
No, nothing of the sort. No, he's there on his merit. He was a part of the team that minor final last week. So he's a capable player brought in.
Matthew Flanagan, I think, was going for goal there, but slightly got under it, so it goes over the bar. It's 1